will crown its champion now. We are done with the TFT show match and we'll be heading towards the final. I'm Yulwei with you as always, and with me is every day. It's finally here. This is everything we've waited for. GAM against Flash. What do you think?
Look, I think we've said a lot of what needs to be said here. This is going to be a very large, much like the picture currently on screen, GAM is standing over the other players. It's a big old mountain to climb. It's not impossible for Flash to look good. Maybe they win. I don't think so, but the big thing here is I want Flash to impress because it'll matter when they go up against Low-Key tomorrow.
Yep. This is not only the finals today, we have a finals weekend, so if you're not familiar with the format in the VCS, we've not decided a single team for Worlds yet. Today we'll decide the first seed, and first seed from VCS gets into the Pool 2 of Worlds, so the same pool as NA2, as EU2, as China 2 and 3, and LMS 1 and 2. And the second seed, which we will decide tomorrow, will get into the play-ins, will be, I think, slotted into Pool 2 as well. So same as Turkey, as C, and as CIS. So the stronger regional leagues, or not regional leagues, wildcard regions or emerging regions.
Hey, respect the OPL? How dare you?
I think I mean, maybe they can surprise, right?
No. Them managing to get on the right plane would be a surprise.
Oh, wow.
They're rubbish. I love them, don't get me wrong. Obviously, I support my boys, but... But focusing on a good region, the VCS, what do we think Flash can do to get... even if it doesn't get them over the line in the series, to possibly pick up a game or make it close? What can they do?
So I think it definitely has to start in draft for Flash. They need to secure a strong matchup for Stark, as I touched on a few minutes earlier. We need a good jungle matchup as well. Levi has run over Yijin multiple times. We need Yijin to stabilize the jungle matchup. Obviously, try to attack bot lane through 2v2. I don't think you have to jungle towards bot lane. I think it's better to just exploit the 2v2 strength of Slater and CBL. And then you just have to hope that Xerath does not go off, that Levi does not carry the top side. And I think if Flash goes into mid game on even footing, they have a good chance of winning the game.
Yeah, I think that's very much possible.
So it's very much just stall for Flash. Staunch the bleeding in the early game. Try to survive the early aggression from GAM. And don't fall prey to their very good teamfight setup. GAM sometimes even comes back from behind because their coordination is very good between the players to set up teamfights. Try to go for front-to-back teamfighting for Flash. Play a very standard style of league. Don't go for split pushing. Don't go for anything fancy. Play textbook and try to beat GAM with textbook play with strong lanes. I think that's all you really can say here. Yijin and Slater, I think, are the two most important people for Flash success today.
Yep, I completely agree with that. If Slater, I think, has to be the linchpin of the team, and we need to see the rest of his team setting him up, obviously. He doesn't have to do it by himself. And it's going to be on... I mean, do you ban out the farming junglers for Levi? Or can you take on his Nidalee and his Karthus?
Yeah, I think trying to bait him onto his farming junglers is not a bad strategy. You can't do anything against Levi in the jungle matchup, I think. So maybe just ignore him. Let him have his Karthus, let him have his Lee Sin or his Nidalee, and try to go for Gragas yourself.
Definitely think you have to ban Elise.
Yeah, interestingly, both teams banned Elise in all their playoff games so far. So we have not seen a single play of Elise for either of these two junglers. The countdown is starting. 6, 5, 4. Let's see what's in store for us today. I think we'll probably get to see a little bit of an introduction to the players. If you just joined us for the final, Slay today sadly has to sit out. He's ill. I think Yoshino as well, right?
Yeah, Slay and Yoshino have both apparently been sick since Wednesday, so yeah, can't really play on that. It's unfortunate. I did say it earlier, but just to repeat, it is very unfortunate to miss the final, as we're seeing replays of the hype series of Slater absolutely popping off, which is always good.
Yeah, this is already a few months ago, but this was the last series GAM
it
lost.
Was hype.
It was super hype. So yeah, I'd like to see the Draven. You said something about Draven in the first game to just.
I mean, I don't actually think that'd be a good decision, but it'd be a Chad decision.
It would be cool to see. I don't think Zin has that many good answers into the Draven, to be honest. I think Vladimir gets. Vladimir gets butchered with Draven. It's not a great matchup for him.
Yeah, I mean,
Ezreal can survive.
Yeah, Ezreal can definitely survive. You'll come out behind, but you'll be okay. It really depends what supports are paired with the Draven and the Ezreal.
Yeah.
If they can get on top of him.
If you think about something, the draft priorities, we have Flash had blue side 4 games in a row in semifinals. GAM on the other hand had 2 blue and 1 red side games, so GAM comes in as the number 1 seed. I think they should go for blue side here, forcing Flash to ban out 1 more pick. We had Elise, Akali, and Yuumi for Flash in all 4 games as their bans, and GAM went with Xayah, Rek'Sai, and Elise. So Elise, a ban on either side. I don't
think you want to be. I don't think GAM should be banning Rek'Sai here.
No.
If you get a ban of jump, Gragas.
I agree. I think the Xayah ban is probably good. Xayah is a very strong champ that can succeed in all stages of the game, so not giving over the Xayah to your enemy is always a good call, especially if you don't want to first pick Xayah, if you're not confident on Xayah Khan. The Elise ban is a little bit of a head scratcher. I don't think you have to ban Elise here. Maybe they can.
I just think this from GAM's perspective, you mean?
Yeah.
Or from
absolutely, yeah, from GAM's perspective.
Yeah. I think you're happy to give up. Well, you're not happy about it because she's very strong, but I don't think you mind too much because where does the Elise go? In the early game, I don't. Generally, when you look at an Elise, you think about pairing it up with your solo laner. I don't think you want to do that with Stark because Zeros is just too strong. I don't think focusing him out is really the way to go.
And there they are.
Focus on Gaia, and there's those 2 men right there. Jesus, those lights.
This is actually a super hype matchup in the top lane because this was the matchup in spring as well, right? Stark was still with EVOS. It was Zeros against Stark in the final. Stark won the first game. It looked quite convincing for EVOS, and I thought, oh, maybe they actually have a chance to beat PvB there. But then PvB played their usual early game focus style. Zeros got a lot of kills. In my opinion, Zeros has gotten better this season, so let's see what he can do today. There's a little bit of a problem with the stream. We're very sorry.
Stream is struggling.
Yeah, the stream is a little bit. There are too many lights flying around. But...
Yeah, that is actually not on our end. We do apologize, but there's nothing we can do about that. That is directly from Vietnam. So you just have to put up with it just as we are. Looking at your hype intro.
Yeah, looking at all the players, I think there are a lot of very cool matchups, especially in the top side. We have Levi coming back from his stint in China, very unsuccessful 2 years after leaving Vietnam 2018, and now he's back here. First split back in the VCS, he already got the MVP together with Heejin, by the way, officially. On our stream, he got the MVP solely. So.
I mean, I think Levi was pretty clearly the best player.
Absolutely.
But still, Yejin by no slouch by any means.
And another interesting story to touch on is the mid laners competing against each other. Optimus, the long-standing Vietnamese player back from GAM in 2017. He was on Saigon Jokers in 2014, competed against Taipei Assassins, Taipei Snipers, some old names like Lee Balls and Mistake, some players from the Season 2 World Championship still. On the other hand, we have Kiaya, the very poor guy who never went to school, who just started his League of Legends career, and in his first ever, or second split I should say, but first starting mid lane position is popping off. Very compelling story to follow.
Yeah, I mean, might be a little bit of an issue. Maybe, he's had that, bit of a rough start to his life. Maybe someone should just point out to him, though, that he's actually a mid laner, not a top laner. His hero, his champion picks are a bit odd in that sense. Of course, just giving him a little bit of trouble, but he is incredible on those champions. It's not like it's an issue. His Kled leaves a little bit to be desired, but other than that, has looked really good.
His Renekton is super good. His mid lane Renekton. Renekton, one of the key picks on this series for GAM, in my opinion. It's the most played champ for Zeros and for Kiaya. So I think banning Renekton should be a good first step for Flash to contest, especially the mid lane. I'd like to see Optimus on Syndra. He played her 2 times in the semifinal and looked very good on her. I think Syndra is one of the strongest mid laners right now, especially for control-focused players like Optimus. So I'm very interested to see what Kiaya can bring to the table. He had 3 weeks to expand his champion pool. Maybe he practiced his Kiana. So far, we have only seen Yoshino Kiaya mid lane. I'd like to see the Kiana in the hands of Kiaya. That's hard to pronounce, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Kiaya's Kiana.
Oh, man. Have fun in team fights.
Yeah, oh god, I'm not. I'd love to see him play it, but now that you put it out, maybe not.
He's played a lot of Aatrox as well, so maybe first pick Aatrox could be an option for GAM to just pick away Stark's best champ.
I think if they pick blue side, that's definitely something they can float. Because what do you do if you're Flash? Do you risk letting them first pick it and giving it to Kiaya on the hope that you can get it for Stark, or do you use a ban on it, which you're not particularly happy about?
No, I think you leave it open if you're Flash. Maybe Kiaya snatches this for first pick, and then you just play Syndra into Aatrox, and Syndra should stomp Aatrox. Think back to Rookie against Caps last Worlds. His Syndra stomped Caps Aatrox, so I think...
Well, yeah, but it could go top, right? If it's first pick.
It could go top, but then you have Zeros on Aatrox, and that's not really a Zeros champion, in my opinion.
True.
So, yeah, I think letting GAM have Aatrox is probably the right call for Flash. We have some opinions here from fans. Looks like so far it's 1-1 in terms of who wins the finals. Overwhelming favorite definitely is
there
GAM.
You go. Well, Police, that's why you don't make playoffs, because you just pick Flash.
Right. That's right.
No, just to answer the chat, we assume that we're playing on 9/16, right? Which is before the Aatrox now.
Yeah, Aatrox still super strong, and all the players were in 9/16, so I don't see a reason why we would be on 9/17.
I'd love it if we were, because it has been 3 weeks, but I don't think we are. No. So Aatrox would be still a very powerful pick.
Rika. Who is Rika going for? That's interesting. So
I'd like Rika, please pick Poppy. Can we get a third counter to pop up with Poppy?
Nice one. So a lot of celebrities being questioned here as well. So we saw Rika, Police, and the coach of one of the teams. I forgot which one. But now Gilbert Maurice is shooting ahead 8-4. Let's see what the fans have to say.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like their split, right? Started off a little bit slow, but then they just were unstoppable, shot ahead.
Flash, Loki over Flash? Yeah, I'd agree with that. We'll have to see tomorrow if Flash loses today, as we all expect.
That's going to be actually close. That's going to be a really good series tomorrow.
we'll be back tomorrow at the same time for the deciding match between the loser of today's game and Loki, who qualified through beating DBL 2 weeks ago. Very convincing, 3-0. So Buffaloes are out of Worlds, if you have not heard yet. So G2 can definitely just stomp Worlds because Buffaloes are not there. But maybe GAM can stop them. So let's see.
Yeah, I mean, the question that has to be asked, is it Buffalo or is it Zeros?
Yeah.
That stops G2. So, we'll have to find out. But, I mean, hopefully we get going soon. I imagine the players are just getting set up, so I don't know quite... I don't know what they're talking about at the moment.
Favorite players probably, right? We saw Slater pop up for Levi. Now Zeros on the left side here as well. QG's, wait, this is Genza, I think, if I remember correctly. It's a while ago that we saw all our other players on stage, but I think this is Genza. So the mid laner for QG, the team that sadly finished the split on 0-7 in the second round robin. Reverse GAM, you could say. Started very well in the season, and then yeah.
Yeah, they did the mug.
Some encouraging words in the end here. Police, you trolled with your prediction, by the way, but
yeah, straight up trolling. Not picking GAM is straight up trolling. Though I guess. I'd love this to be a 5-game series. I don't think it will be. I'm definitely predicting a 3-0, but I'd love it to be a 5-game series. That would be super high.
I think it depends heavily on the first game, right? If GAM wins the first game, I think we're heading towards the 3-0. If Flash is able to snatch...
It's Flash, so game 2 is game 1.
That's true, yeah. Once again, a little bit of an inside joke for VCS followers. Flash is notoriously bad in game 1s. They lost game 1 to almost all the teams in the league and came back to win 2-1 most of the time. But yeah, game 1 Flash is not the greatest.
Yeah, you can say that again.
And this is SOVAM, one of the big Vietnamese players. He's over in China making big bucks with LNG. They beat IG in the playoffs 3-0, but then fell to RNG sadly. So his season is finished. He's back in Vietnam to pay his old teammates a visit.
Yep, coming home to watch the finals and presumably visit his family and that. Obviously, he's a super popular figure. Whenever you hear people talking about the Vietnamese scene, they do often bring up SOFM or SOFM, however you want to pronounce it. Interesting. According to chat, he predicts that Flash will beat Low-Key tomorrow. So obviously predicts they'll lose today, but I think tomorrow is hard to call.
Tomorrow's
the way Flash plays today will inform a lot of that.
Yeah, and Loki looked good against GAM. Even though they got 3-0, if you just look at the result, you're probably thinking, okay, Loki got smashed. Why is everyone so confident in Loki? They looked quite good. On the first game especially, they got ahead of GAM by 2k gold in the mid-game. They tried a very interesting strategy with lane swapping early on against GAM's bot lane and put Zeros behind using the lane swap. So maybe something Flash can look at as well in this game.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
And Yoshino there, my boy, unfortunately not going to be playing at all today. Even if he was healthy, I'm not sure if he would. But I do love him. One of my favourite players in this split has been Yoshino. Super exciting.
Super exciting Fiora games especially.
Absolutely.
And this is another player who might turn a little bit in the series. Artemis, the substitute AD carry for Flash. Sometimes Optimus gets very angry with Slater, and 10 minutes later, like Artemis is on stage. So
yeah, that's definitely not what you want. And I feel like if that happens, that is sort of Flash signing away the series a little bit. I think you need Slater to. One of the only ways Flash wins is that
Bot lane outperforms,
You
right?
have to have Slater. You have to have Slater playing at his peak. What I was
Absolutely.
trying to get. So, and like, if Slater doesn't play at his peak and he gets benched, I think that might just be a bit of a death knell. Though, according to chat, Artemis says if he plays today, he's playing Garen. So come on,
Oh,
Artemis. Let's
okay.
go.
I want to see Artemis now. We speculated about Hugh coming in when we, at the time, we still didn't know that Slay was in fact ill and couldn't play today. We thought maybe Hugh is in for the first game for some Garen Yumi shenanigans on the side of GAM. Let's see if they want to pick this strategy up. We saw this strategy actually being played in other Asian leagues as well. There was a Garen Yumi for HKA in the LMS regional qualifier. There was Garen Yumi in LCK promotion. So this time, the strategy from Europe will actually got adopted by Asian teams. Very different to the Sonateric that Asian teams were very reluctant to pick up. Kind of understandable.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty glad they were reluctant to pick up Sonateric because, effective as it may have been, don't want to watch Sonateric. Totally honest. But hopefully, we should be getting in any moment now. It looks like the promotional stuff and the hype is done.
I think the most important question coming into this first game now is, will we have the Coca-Cola energy graphics after every kill in the game?
Well, chat, we've got a big chat. I think this is the most viewers we've ever had, or at least when I've been here with you.
Yeah.
So, chat, do you have the Coca-Cola energy to get through this game? Can you stay hyped?
Did you go?
I did not go out and buy any more Coke because it was really bad. I did that for the
Instead
start
of using the Coca-Cola energy, you could subscribe to the channel and spam my great emote.
Yeah, exactly, guys. Twitch Prime, use your Twitch Primes on this channel, and it's also half off subs for this month. So give us your money. We work hard, but of course, just kidding. But no, we would appreciate it. We hopefully are going to hit Champion Select any moment. We are beating around the bush still.
The first interesting thing to see here in the first game will be side selection. Will GAM go for blue side as we all expect? Or will they actually... Oh, it looks like blue side. I'm looking at Zerus' PC here. He's on the left side of the screen. So GAM is probably starting with a blue side game. As to be expected, Flash had 4 blue side games in the semis. So we all expect blue side to be the priority side, which is interesting. We've seen very different side selections in different regions. But here we go, game 1 of the final.
Yep, here we go. First bans are in. Xayah and Akali instantly taken out. I think we were very confident that those could be going. Skarner removed as well. Wow. Instantly very interesting.
Eugen played 2 Skarner games. I didn't really feel like Skarner would be a priority pick for GAM. Aatrox is still on. Oh, Aatrox banned by Flash. Another interesting adaptation. So they actually didn't want to go, didn't want to give Aatrox over to Kiaya. And I really like this ban. GAM has really done their research. This is Syndra ban against Optimus, freeing up Kiaya to play more, maybe a little bit of weaker champions in the mid lane. So I really like the Syndra ban.
Yeah, the Syndra ban is really, really good here. Over on the start of Flash, I think that's very expected bans. This Jace lock-in would be incredibly interesting.
Ooh.
If he enabled, like, because it's still 9:16, is he enabled?
I'm not sure.
Are you allowed to pick the Pantheon? No, I mean, maybe, but that is the Yuumi first pick. That's a bit more expected.
This might actually be the last series, or tomorrow might be the last series all year where we see Yuumi, because there are some very heavy Yuumi nerfs coming for 9.19, the World's patch. So enjoy the Yuumi while she's with us.
Yep. I just want to say very quickly, because we addressed it earlier, but we've had quite a few people join since. The reason Slay isn't playing is he's sick. I'm sure they'd play him if they could. Hugh has played earlier in the split. He was actually playing as the ADC, but he hasn't played in a little while. But he's in because Slayer's ill.
Yeah, and we only saw one Hugh support game so far. He played Volibear. It didn't look too great, so yeah, I think first game on the big stage on Yumi should be very comfortable. But look at Flash. Strong early draft for Flash. I don't like Stark on Jace. Oh yeah, yeah.
Garen Yumi.
There we go.
Boys. Game 1, we're opening it up with the Goomy. You've got to love it.
Seriously, Goomy.
Oh, why not, right?
Goomy is a great name.
Goomy, come on. Don't sell me up the river on that.
No, I like the Goomy.
Presumably, I mean, that could be Zeros or Kiaya getting that Renekton. Definitely still a flex pick. But already, GAM is here to play. I am so keen.
Oh wow, he wants to go for the nerfed Azir. That's interesting. Another one of Optimus's favorites. We Azir in the LCK final, which was played on 9/16 as well. Faker played an Azir game. Still looked good on it. Sure. I think Azir kind of blocks the mid lane Renekton, to be honest. Renekton into Azir is not a great matchup. You don't want to play Renekton into Azir.
Yep, I think it certainly does block it being Kiaya's Renekton. And then in come the jungle bans, not surprising at all. Vayne being removed. Don't want to give Slater that one.
Super interesting.
Interesting read there. Maybe they know something we don't. Could be that they ban Kai'Sa second. I think if you're going to remove Nidalee, you've got to remove Karthus as well.
We have a lot of AD damage secured for GAM, which is very normal for them, because they like to go for AP junglers. What AP junglers are still there? We have Gragas still open, Karthus.
Yeah, Gragas and Karthus are the big ones, and there's the Kai'Sa ban, not too surprising. I think Flash should pick... Oh, but it's going to be Sylas jungle, of course.
Might be...
So they can't pick.
Yeah, it has to be Sylas jungle, so it has to be support here, I think.
Yeah, it has to.
Thresh for CBL would be my pick.
Or your ADC, you could pick your ADC.
But why?
Why would you, though? Yeah. That's a good point.
I think ADC last pick is better here.
Ooh, what? No, that's a troll hover.
Yeah, that's a troll hover. We have Garen in the bot lane.
That's gotta be a troll hover. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'd love to see some Jinx. I do love Jinx, but I think this is a good pick here. The Gragas, get some engage, get some AP.
Yeah, I think we're looking at jungle and mid lane pick. We might. There's no Kiana priority whatsoever. She's maybe the strongest champ in the game. No Akali Akali was banned, I'm sorry. So Akali got prioritized, but no Kiana whatsoever. I'd like to see Kiana here for Kiaya.
So, just something I want to float by you. You know who's pretty good into Garen Yumi?
Another
Draven.
Yeah. Let's go for the Draven.
Yep, it could happen. I actually think it's a good pick here. Genuinely. I think Slater just ripping out the Draven here would be actually correct.
Lucian, he already hovered Lucian early on. He's not bad. There's a lot of kill pressure with the bot lane for Flash. Yeah, it's okay. It's a little bit more conservative than the Draven. Not a full hard commit on the bot lane. You can play a little bit more safely on the Lucian as well. So what we have a lot of AD damage on GAM's side. If Levi gets put behind and bot lane does not do well, they have a lot of problems in terms of damage profile coming in.
Well, I think one thing to keep in mind is GAM has one thing that they're going to do this game. Team fight.
Oh yeah.
Team fight. They can't see. How do they siege into this?
They can't siege at all.
They don't have a ranged champion.
This is such a hype comp to open up the finals. You know that GAM is going to fight. Even if they lose this game, there will be at least, I'd say, 30 kills. And that's very conservative. I think we are looking at a 40-50 kill game here.
This is going... I mean, it depends how well Flash fights back. It may well be a 15 kill game if all of them are on GAM's side. Very, very hype. I'm so keen that GAM is just here to play.
Yeah.
They're just going to put their mark on the map. Absolutely love it. Picking the Garen Yumi. Everyone knows that. Everyone wants that.
Yeah, by the way, I see a lot of comparisons to G2. I think the comparison is correct, but don't compare to 2019 G2. Compare GAM to 2018 G2. The Jarnan Verdit times where Jarnan brought out Heimerdinger and stuff like that. GAM plays a lot like that G2 team. They play a lot of mages in the bot lane. They don't care about bot lane whatsoever. We had the joke that the coach of GAM goes to all the GAM players and then puts something over the bot lane.
Puts a little bit of duct tape over that one triangle of the minimap and just says, Levi, there's 2 lanes.
Yeah. And that's most of the time how GAM plays. I think the better comparison definitely is G2 from 2018. And we'll see if Xin and Hugh can step up even more.
Yeah, I do just want to very quickly say, I'm not going to comment on it during a match, but it's why we have 300 viewers. Thank you all for coming along and supporting this unofficial English stream. We really appreciate everyone helping us out and just coming and watching. Just want to put that out there. Good to see you here, guys.
Yeah, can only second that.
Yep.
So what do we have coming into the first game? We have talked a lot about GAM's composition. That's because of Garen Yumi. That's because of Kled mid lane. This is a very hype composition. On the other side, Flash with a much more standard draft. We have a control mage in the mid lane. We have a lane bully in the top lane with a strong bot lane 2v2. They can teamfight. Their siege is super good. Their disengage is quite strong as well. Mm-hmm. I don't like the Jace pick, I have to say. I think Jace is a pivot for Stark whenever Aatrox is not open. I don't think Jace fits into the comp too well. Especially into Garen.
I think the one thing that Jace can do that is actually quite valuable, I don't think they picked it for it, but I think it's worked out this way, is he can poke, and what do? It's
poking
they just poke and poke.
Garen is not super effective in the later stages of the game.
It's not, but it's against people like Kled.
Yeah.
If you can get Kled down close to a dismount, it really hurts their engage options. But you are right. Poking a Garen, that doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I think the Jace pick is more focused towards not losing lane to Zeros. So something we talked about in the pre-game, he has to be able to withstand Zeros' pressure in the top lane. I think there's a good opportunity for Flash to maybe play around top lane a little bit here.
Yep, I think something that I'd really like the Flash guys. Well, I mean, let's see how this works out. But I agree with that. This Jace pick seems a bit odd. I think something that the guys on Flash need to say to Stark is, look, I know it's Zeros. You just have to think you're better though. Don't just pick bad and safe. You just have to think you're better than it. You have to back yourself.
Yeah, I think Stark is probably the one VCS top laner that is confident enough to really believe that. He always challenged Zeros with his picks, so let's see if he's here to play today.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, looking at it, do we see anything particularly interesting in the runes or the early items that are worth commenting on? Not really. It's looking pretty standard to me. Phase Rush Jace is a little not always picked, but it's not exactly weird.
Yeah, we see the Fleet Footwork for Xin. That's the common rune choice on bot lane Draven, as far as I know. More sustain, gets you through Garen. Yeah, not Draven. Very different champions. Draven. Very, very different champions. I'm sorry. Watched too much TFT before.
That we did.
I think the Conqueror choice on Yijin is the more common choice for Sylas. I've not seen too much jungle Sylas in the last few...
Ooh, here comes the gank though. Stark taking a lot of damage, flashes away, gets the E off Zeros, so he's alive. The first gank has been survived, but still successful for Levi, getting that flash. Stark's got to be very scared now.
Yeah. And this is another interesting rune choice for Levi here. the electrocute. Usually we see the Predator, right? The first gank in the
Zin
bot.
takes
Oh
the
no!
first flash, but there's the dismount on the Yumi. Oh, and in the mid lane, there's actually been a kill. We'll need a replay of what happened there, but Optimus is down. Kiaya draws first blood. The Coca-Cola energy comes up. That's an early start for GAM. And here comes the dive down in the bot lane. Slater doing what he can. Stark has TP down. A little bit presumptuous on that one.
Very presumptuous on that one.
Whoa! What's going on, lads?
And I really have to praise Hugh here. I was super scared for him. He tanked the hook to save his ADC. We get to see the mid lane.
Okay, so
nothing happened.
Kiaya will just E forward. Yeah, he just E's forward, gets the bear trap on a rope, pull back. The second charge of Joust, and Optimus with not the best flash, and down he goes.
Wow.
That was really well done by Kiaya.
Just destroyed him there.
Joust. Kiaya used that second charge of the Joust to stop the Azir shifting sands. That was really well played, and he absolutely bopped him.
And that's not a great start for Optimus.
Oh.
We said before, Optimus needs to be on top of his game. He needs to outperform Kiaya for Flash to have any chance in this game, and this series, we should say. That's not the best start ever. Bot lane, a lot of resources went bot lane. Yeah, indeed. And it wouldn't be a VCS broadcast if we didn't have a pause, right? So here we are, first game of the finals, immediately hitting the pause. Hopefully it will get resolved as quickly as possible.
Oh well. But we can think about what's happened early on there. I think the big blunder, I actually think what's more important than that first blood, though obviously first blood is really important, is the fact that Stark teleported.
Yeah, that teleport was very bad.
It was atrocious.
There was absolutely no opportunity to get a kill under the turret against Yumi with, I think she still had one of the combat summoners up, so yeah. I think we're back into the game. Can we please see the screen?
I'd like to,
now. It's only 600 gold lead, so first blood plus a minor, never mind minor, a big CS lead in the top lane.
Oh, absolutely. You can't. I feel like you can't do that. If you're going to TP as Stark, you have to get something out of it because you know that Zeros is just going to grow a lead, and he's never going to let you back in.
And he completely messed up his lane matchup now.
Yeah.
Zeros still has flash available, so there's a very clear opportunity for Levi to return gank. Flash W onto the Jace with the Renekton. Very easy setup, and then you have a lot of damage to follow up. Look at the first item from Zeros as well. Woo!
Woo! Not a great start to the broadcast today in terms of getting it going. Hopefully there's no real issue. It looks like it's on Zeros, is it?
Yeah, something.
Excuse me. Can we just have a look at how Zeros is playing the game? He's in windowed mode.
Yeah, it's not too interesting for Zeros, to be honest, in the VCS. He's just stomping some kids and probably wants to tap out and draw some things and paint.
Exactly. He wants YouTube up at something. He wants to be able to watch like a podcast at the same time.
Yeah, it looks really weird.
Chuck on a good podcast, bit of chapo. But hopefully we get back in game soon. Hopefully there's no big issue.
And my question is this the trophy?
Setting up the preview. I imagine so. I think it's like it's a shield, right? That's actually pretty cool.
It's interesting, yeah. We have a lot of very similar trophies. I think the trophies this year got a lot cooler. The LEC trophy, the crone thingy. Then you have...
Ooh, we're back. I do agree, though. The trophies are pretty neat.
Shields remind me of the championship trophies you get in European football leagues. Those are shields most of the time.
That's why I like them. I like the idea of the perpetual shields. Look at this stuff in the top lane. Charge, boys! Let's go! We're going to take down Stark. He's on the bear trap of the rope. Zeros has got that first one, but here comes the reinforcements. Kiaya dismounts, gets the turret aggro drop. That might just be the end of it, just for one kill. And it is in the end. My word, that was a lot of action. Oh, never mind though, it could start again. Zeros gets hooked. He's
Zeros?
taking a lot of
Zeros!
damage, and he has turret
Oh,
aggro.
no.
He goes down. CBL as well. Yijin now, he's a little bit worried. The remount, I should say, is so close. Yijin has to flash away. Kiaya desperately trying to move forward, but can't quite do it.
And that has to be a tilter in the first game of the finals. Such a good read by Flash. They knew exactly what was coming. They sent their support top lane to defend the dive, but then the dive still succeeded. Stark is now put behind even further. Look at his items. Look at Zeros' items. This is not a fun top lane to play. I hope we get a replay soon, because I want to see why Zeros drew the aggro at the redive. I think he could have stepped away a little bit quicker, probably.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that they did give up that kill. It does give Flash something back as well as the turret plate. So here comes the dive. The charge is used. Such a ridiculously strong tool.
Yeah, and I think
Levi
the focus from CBL also was not great. They tried to get the counter kill on Levi. I think they should have tried to protect Stark. Maybe try to get the stun on Zeros to prevent him from stunning Stark. So I think, CBL with good movement, but not great target selection. Yeah, that was very unfortunate.
The amount of damage he was going to take.
Yeah, I think the turret aggro was also pretty unfortunate for Zeros. He was out of turret range, and then he stepped inside it, course of a little bit of movement from Levi as well. So a very unfortunate turn of events for him. But in the end, it doesn't matter. Look at the CS. It's 40 CS up. He's 40 CS out at 8 minutes.
Yeah, and this comes back to that bad teleport early on. That dive on the Garen Yuumi that was just never going to happen. Stark TP's down. Basically, as the rings of the teleport are going up, he may as well have been saying, see ya, Zeros, you win lane. And once Zeros has like a suitable lead in top lane, he does not let off your throat. No. He pushes the foot down.
He's very good at ending the game through a big lead in the top lane. That's what GAM plays around most of the time. They have diversified their plays there with Yoshino. Yoshino went for some tank picks as well, so they have played through Xin, Levi, or Kiaya as well, but most of the time they just focus on Zeros. He's by far the best top laner in the league, so why not, right?
Yep. Exactly, and it's got them already a 1.5k gold lead. Here comes another charge! It's coming in! See ya, Stark! It's the end of endgame because Stark is dead.
Indeed.
I know you don't get the reference because I know you don't watch superhero movies, but Chad will get it, don't you worry. And this could potentially be the VCS Drake being picked up in response, which is actually a pretty good deal. Stark falling even further behind in lane doesn't matter as much. He's already lost lane, and getting the Mountain Drake is pretty nice.
Yeah, it's still a free kill, and they only lose a dragon, right? Because I think Mountain Drake would have been a good tool for GAM. As we said before, they don't have any siege. They need to teamfight, and they need to take objectives to break the base. So.
Top lane.
Oh man. Oh man.
This is brutal.
It's 3 levels. It's 3 levels difference. Oh man. This Jace will not do anything in this game.
Yeah. This is just absolutely terrible for Stark. And I think GAM read the situation super well. They knew that he was behind because of the TP, so they've just, every time Kiaya's had his ult, he's walked up, gotten the charge, bang, killed him. It's happened twice.
And they abused the flash timing as well, right? They invested in early gank to get an advantageous lane position for Zeros to get the flash. They just revisited with the additional tools out of the Kled ult, invest top lane to get the first kill, and then it's very easy to dive. Champ without any good CC, defensive CC especially. He has 1 E, but there are 3 people on top of him, so what does the E even do? Not a whole lot. Yijin also has not really found his footing in this game. No successful ganks so far. He got 1 assist with the dive, but...
If you think about it, Levi has been active on the map in that top lane, but he's still ahead in 15 CS.
Yeah, that's Levi magic.
That's the fact that Levi, I think, has a couple of extra camps. He's actually got 2 Krug camps on his side of the map. I don't know how he does it. And this is going to be first turret for Zeros. Look at this. Look at this. Making sure the cannon dies.
Yeah.
This is bullying Zeros.
Yeah, Zeros. Be careful. You can get fined for this one. Oh, this is a little bit dangerous now. Zeros a little.
Yeah, there are teleports coming in, but Slater might go down. Never mind, he doesn't. Yes, he does now to the Yuumi ult. Here is the Garen Yuumi. The Cat and the Knight have arrived. CBL, very, very low, will go down. The execution, the big old sword, and in comes another charge. Stark will be going down again to Kiaya. Stop bullying the man. Yejin is the last one standing. He's on fire. He's running, but this is one revolution. You cannot win, Silas. And down he goes. GAM is here to play.
Yeah, and this is how the game will look like for the rest of the... Yeah, it will probably still take like 15 minutes for them to close, because as we have touched on for a few times already, no siege whatsoever, so they need to force teamfights. Their dive is great though, so just run in with a very, very fat Kled, follow up with a Levi, and then you have Xin there to just stand around and tank for a bit. Xin is very, very... has very little damage in this game. I don't think he's there for any kind of damage. Maybe he'll execute later on.
How long Zeros survives?
Yeah, I think
this is ridiculous.
Taking the fight was not the right call for Zeros. He should have probably taken the turret a little bit earlier. As we have a little bit of lag. I hope it's not on my end.
Your end as well?
Yeah, okay, that's the official broadcast.
Yeah, I think...
nice slow motion,
from what
though.
we're hearing in chat, I mean, if this is intentional, it's great, Slimmer. But I don't think it is. Oh, whoa, we're back, boys. I think there might be a little bit of issues with the production over in Vietnam.
Yeah,
again,
very possible.
We're very sorry. We can only do as well as the Vietnamese stream does. As Slater has a go at Zeros, but can't find him once he gets into the bush.
Dum.
Dum. CBL, Spider-Man's away.
Yeah. Look at the CS difference. It's now sitting at 60. Almost 70.
Yeah. Oof. Not great.
The Garen in the bot lane has more CS than Stark on his Jace in the top lane. If you ever needed a more clear sign that the game is going GAM's way, I don't know what it can be, because usually Garen in the bot lane, especially against such a strong bot lane, 2v2 lane as Illusion and the Nautilus, should fall further behind.
Yep.
Good performance so far from Hugh and Xin. I'm especially surprised by how well Hugh has piloted the Yulwei. I really liked his block at the first ever gank in the bot lane, where he blocked the skill shot and saved the life of the Garen.
Yeah, very much. I mean, Hugh's a good player.
Absolutely.
I always thought it was kind of unfortunate that he wasn't going to be getting any play because of the situation on the team.
Same goes for Yoshino as well, right? GAM has a lot of good players.
My heart. This, just by the way, Infernal Drake for GAM. Even the game just wants this to be a bloodbath for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is ridiculous.
To be honest, I think Mountain Drake is better for them than Infernal, but they'll take the Infernal and run with that. Because even Yuumi will get to insane amounts of AP, especially if she goes with the original boosting strategy build, which is Luden's second item. Let's see. I saw some Korean players go with the very defensive utility focus build. I don't think that's really useful in Garen.
Defensive, I should say.
Yeah, I think if you go Garen Yuumi, you need to go full damage Yuumi. So I expect her to go for Luden's.
There's the hook. The Nautilus ult is used. Zeros should be going down. Yejin picking that one up. Oh, that's a little bit back here for Flash. Could they try and find a way back in? Maybe, but they got a long, long way to go.
Yeah, and quite frankly, that was just a bad read from GAM overall. I think Zeros should have known, or GAM should have communicated that no one was visible on the map for a few minutes. So stay on the turret, don't go out there. He almost got dove, so it wasn't that much of a mistake for Zeros in my opinion here. For once, he didn't actually overextend to die. He got dove, so.
There's not a lot you can do about that when the Nautilus hook is like that. You get CC'd for a really long time. Also, thanks for the gift sub there. Just in chat. But
Yep.
focusing back on what matters, look, it's not over. I do think there is a world where Flash can delay long enough, because as we've said several times now, GAM can't siege.
No.
They can't siege at all. So maybe there's a world where they can delay with Optimus on this Azir, but it's going to be hard.
The question is,
They have a long way to go.
Can Flash actually win late game teamfights against this composition for GAM? It's not
With a
easy.
lot of poke
It's really not easy for them to win
Maybe
teamfights.
they can get catches.
Especially looking at the build from Optimus, he's going for a very conservative, very late game oriented build. He will not come online until 3-4 items hit. So there's still a lot of time for GAM to win this game. And even with full item Azir, against full late game Kled, Azir will still struggle, right? And then you still have Yuumi with a lot of poke. You have a lot of healing from Yuumi as well. By the way, Slater just dies.
Oh. What happened? He just got
idea.
killed by Zeros and Levi, it seems. Optimus is in a lot of trouble. There comes the wall. Nice. I mean, that's a good way to stop your Garen, right?
Absolutely.
Ooh, but the Kled was coming in the back.
What's
now
going on?
He's actually caught by Stark here, but Stark, you don't want this fight, man. Run! Get out of there, son!
Yeah. Stark just got reminded very brutally that he does not deal any damage. Tried to go on top of Kiaya, and Kiaya turned around and was like, no, you don't want to do this. Get away from me.
Yeah. Are you sure? Very not great there. I mean, that is actually something. I know we got a bit of a flurry of action there. Azir Wall is really good here.
It's very, very good against
It's
Garen.
a really good ult.
It's not super useful against Kled, though, right? Kled is unstoppable in his ult.
In his ult, sure, but you just wait until he's out, right? You let the ult land and then ult.
Yeah, but he can still joust you, and with the new Azir Wall does nothing against joust. So.
Well, but it knocks him back far enough that he's unlikely to pass through you, which means he only gets one joust.
Yeah, fair.
So,
that's
particularly, I mean, I'm not saying it's going to stop them completely, but I think it is actually really high value, the Azir Wall.
Yeah. He definitely is the one hope for Flash. All the other champs don't really have the tools to compete with GAM's team composition in the late game, in my opinion, especially looking at Slater's build. Don't understand why he went with this build and this game. This is a 2-item power spike build. You will never beat GAM's composition at 2 items, so just go late game Lucian.
I agree with that completely. Oh, the
nice
steal.
one.
Levi, that's just mean. Levi, give him a break. This is bullying GAM. But to be fair, that's what you want GAM to do, right? GAM should know that they're the better team and just come into this series and this match just absolutely flexing.
But the game has slowed down a lot because of the inability to siege, right? GAM wants to go for fights, but Flash is not handshaking into any fights right now. Next Dragon is Cloud, which is very good for Flash as well, because they can just ignore the Cloud Drake, give it over to GAM. Doesn't really matter too much. I don't think Flash could contest any dragons, so very good role for them. Very talented in the RNG department.
They're very good at rolling dice. I mean, I actually do think Cloud Drake is pretty good for GAM.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
rotating is actually great for them. Obviously, though, it is probably the best result. I think Ocean would have been the disaster for Flash. I think Ocean would have been really bad because I don't know how if GAM has an Ocean Drake, what does Flash do?
It's actually a game where Ocean rises in priority. I agree, because of the poke.
But it's not going to spawn.
I don't think one Ocean is enough to really do anything against Flash's team composition. I think 2 Oceans is probably the breaking point in the mid game. Right now, Stark is behind anyway, so I don't think the poke will matter.
Eventually, I mean,
you'd hope so.
I think
you'd hope so.
I mean, this game essentially has 2 ways it can go. Right, this could be over in 15-ish minutes, and it'd be a very strong performance out of GAM, but it could also delay for quite a lot longer because of that inability to siege, which we keep bringing up. And it's just Azir stall.
Yeah,
it's an Azir, right? It's Azir into a team that can't siege.
I think we have to think about Baron in the next few minutes. How can GAM set up the Baron safely? They are on blue side, so Baron is a little bit harder for them. They can't really deny the entrance over the wall, especially with the Legion having flash available as well. Blast Cone is the first.
Oh, here we go, though. The fight is being initiated. Kaya throwing himself in. CBL's the target. Out comes the Emperor's Divide, but Yuumi ult is used. They want this Nautilus, but it doesn't find any snares. Flash manages to disengage.
Okay, bot lane.
Oh, down in the bot lane. Oh, Zeros commits his flash, but isn't going to find anything. In the end, good trade for Stark, even though he loses the fight.
Yeah, that really is not worth it for Zeros. He needs flash for engages. Flash W is one of the strongest tools in the late game or mid game for the Renekton. So wasting your flash, even if you got the kill there, I don't think it would have been worth it to use the flash. Maybe it is, but it's
getting the kill because it would let him pressure the turret.
Even that is a little bit muddy, right? So it's not the greatest call for him.
Yep, I think that was very much just Zeros's bloodlust.
Oh no.
Getting ready. Oh, here he is again. Stark a little bit caught in the jungle. He's got a jungler to run to, though. If Yijin is able to respond in time, Stark just gives him a little bit of a bat on the booty on his way out.
And once again, I have to criticize atomization, this time on Hugh's side. This is not what you want to go for with Garen Yuumi. Yuumi is not the support if you play Garen Yuumi.
Yeah, it's very true.
She has to contribute damage, especially in this team composition where there's a lot of AD. But CBL will just waste a stopwatch for absolutely no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Something you see way too often in the VCS set to see him use his stopwatch. Could have been very important in the later team fights, so not the greatest call for him either. GAM needs at least 1 or 2 more kills to get the Baron freely.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think of this Executioner's Calling pick up on Slater? Oh, Optimus. Never mind, we'll come back to that. Optimus no longer exists. That bird has gone home to roost, and this is probably Baron.
There is Flash and Smite available for Yijin, so he has to get in there, get the hero play done. He tries to go around the pit. He's still spotted, so he has to be careful. I don't think they have the best way of defending against Yijin.
He's 2 levels down on Levi, though. His Smite's hitting for considerably less.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh, but they're going for the engaged. Charge has been used. CBL gets bound up. He might just go straight back down. You've just come back to the world of living. Sid says, don't get used to it. I hope you like the grayscale.
I actually don't like this play from GAM at all. I think they should have gambled on the Baron. Even if you lose the Baron, you at least get 2 more kills or something and can at least break the mid lane turret, because that one is really pesky and annoying. Yeah, I think this delayed the game a lot. And CBL, even though it looks like inting, running back in there straight from the...
You stopped the Baron, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the big deal.
Oh no, oh no. Here we go again.
Oh, Stark. Yep, this isn't good. Zeros is just, Stark's going to run as fast as he can, and he gets away.
No flash.
He's a slippery little fella. And that's why Zeros wanted his flash, right?
Yep. He wanted the flash.
He killed.
He could have at least forced a flash trade if he had his flash available there. Yep. So the earlier flash, the overcommitment, bit him in the back here. So not the greatest showing for...
Desperately waiting for his cooldowns.
Oh no.
Doesn't want to be here.
Yeah, this game has slowed down a lot. We have not seen a lot happen in the last 5 minutes. We had GAM try to set up picks. They got a few kills, but in the end it didn't really result in anything. What can they do to accelerate the game or open up more opportunities for them to win the game? I think they need to set up another dive. Maybe even on Slater here. He doesn't have his stopwatch available, so should be able to burst him down.
Yeah, very much. But there's a lot of potential for that. But Slater's a good player. Hopefully he can make the read. And not being able to... This is the big problem, though, in this side lane. Stark can't stop Zeros.
You say that, but he's actually he's very successful in stopping Zeros, I'd say. Oh, as I enter a slight little problem.
Is your stream? Is
Yep.
your stream lagging out? Mine is too. I don't
Oh,
think
okay.
it's on our end.
Okay, it's not on our end. That's good to hear.
That's not good.
It's not good, but at least it's not our fault.
Well, a refresh seemed to have fixed it for me.
Oh, okay.
So
I'll
sorry
do the
about this,
same.
guys. Not sure what's happening here.
Oh,
At least a few people are saying it's dead, so it's not just us.
I'll try to. I'll try to get it back.
Oh yeah, no, the stream is really struggling. It's not. Again, really
There
apologies
we are
for
again.
everyone. There is actually something wrong.
But
Um,
I get a little bit of footage now, so I'm not sure what's going
Yep.
on at your end, but
Well, I mean, I think that's just dropping in and out on the actual stream.
yeah, I think we have seen this
Uh,
before, so I think this is just a replay.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Here it is again. Ah, that's unfortunate.
I am not sure what's going on here. You might just have to bear with us for a moment, guys. Hopefully the game's paused. Can people let us know if this is happening? Pretty sure the problem is from Vietnam.
Yeah,
Just
I think so
saying.
too.
Because it's happening to both of us and we're on the other side of the world. Just saying. And it's happening to a lot of people. Yeah, it seems that the Vietnam stream has crashed. So we'll have to find out what's going to happen, guys. We do apologize. There's nothing we can actually do about this.
Yeah, this once again is the same footage. Yeah, we see Zeros for the third time in a row try to dive Stark here, so the stream will freeze once again once Stark tries to last hit the second minion. There it is. Yeah.
Apparently the perspective streams are still working. Let me check.
Okay. Maybe you can switch
No,
over to
it's
Karina.
paused. No, the game's paused. The game's paused.
The game is paused. Okay, we're not missing out on
There's
anything.
something wrong. There's something wrong. We don't know, guys. We're sorry. This is happening in the studio, so there's only so much we can do. If you do, you might just want to show it on the actual stream. If you look at the POV streams, the stream is up, but the game is paused. So something's wrong in the studio. Only so much we can do. It is paused. I'm watching the perspective at the moment, so it's definitely paused.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of understandable that they start flaming, right? It's not great to have your finals be delayed by this much.
But look, okay, I will give them some credit. It's not easy.
Set up a stage. Yeah, that's fair.
It's pretty hard. It's not their normal venue. Like, give them a bit of a break. But yeah, it's just the mainstream is just repeating the same little passage of play. The game is in a pause, but I guess we'll just use this time to have a little bit of a chat about what's going on so far. Obviously, GAM super far ahead, 8k as of the pause.
But
how does Flash come back here?
No significant structure is formed for Flash side, and it's at 26 minutes. They still need at least 15 more minutes for Optimus to unlock his 1v9 mode. I hard disagree with Slater's item choices. I think if Slater would have gone for full crit Lucian, there would have been a better chance for Flash to win late game team fights. Right now, even though they have the Azir, I actually don't see them winning team fights in the late game.
Just while because obviously yours is the stream point of view, you should go to the POVs and open up Zeros. It's quite funny at the moment. He's having some fun. If you want to switch it over, but yeah,
Where do you have the stream? Zeros is Proby.
So what you do is you look at if you go next to settings on YouTube.
Yeah.
If you look next to settings, you can go up. If you go see on the right side next to where you'd normally set your quality, there's a different icon than normal.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, so you click on that, and no, next to the icon, next to it,
Right.
next to the gear on its right.
Yeah, I think I can
Sorry,
click on GAM.
I'm just watching on the stream, so it's delayed. Okay, and then you just go Team GAM.
Yeah, there we go.
So that's the Pro View options. That's actually pretty cool. We're obviously going to stick to the main one when there's a game to watch.
So we can now
yeah,
stalk
that's what we've got at
Zeros
the moment.
and look at what he.
So this is Zeros.
Are we actually 30 seconds further into the game than the pause? So
yeah, something has happened.
Did anything happen here? I don't think so. And I can't go to full screen, sadly, which is a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah, that is quite weird. I can. I don't know if you can.
Seems to have no option to go to. There it is. I'm just too dumb. I'm very sorry. Not the greatest YouTube user.
Sorry, am I crazy, or have we just hit 700 viewers?
Wow.
Hello,
really
guys.
Happy with all you guys. Thank you for joining us. Sorry for the lacking production.
Hey guys.
It's not on our
nice
hand.
To meet you. Yeah, I wish we had better. I wish we could bring you some better production at the moment, but unfortunately, this is happening in the Vietnamese studio. There's something wrong. 900 viewers at the moment.
Wow.
What is going on?
We love you guys. Thank you for joining us.
Wow, thank
Stay
you
forever.
so much for the support, guys. It means much. I mean, why can't you guys come watch on a flawless production?
We're so sorry. It's so unfortunate.
I wish we could give you something a little bit more, but
I'm super weirded out by the fact that Zeros doesn't use his full screen.
That does my head in.
It's so strange.
Like, how does he not accidentally click out of the window in a fight?
Yeah, I have no idea.
9
MS, by the way. 9 MS. That's super interesting to see. So, very, very good connection, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. That's what you want. Apparently, someone was saying in chat, obviously we can't see it on this perspective, he apparently tilts his screen, like his monitor.
Uh-huh.
Apparently he puts it on an angle. I don't know, someone was saying it in chat. Apparently he likes that.
Oh, interesting. Do you know,
I don't know why he would.
What international star does that as well? European player?
You'd have to tell me.
Reckless tilts the screen,
really?
4 or 5 centimeters in, I think, to the left side. So the right side is up 5 centimeters over the right side of the screen. Very strange.
Interesting.
Super strange.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, Dyrus used to play on locked camera in professional League of Legends. He used to play on lock.
Oof.
Thanks for the sub there, LELH. Proof. Love it.
Thank you very much.
We can move through the cams, but we're not seeing a huge amount.
Yeah.
We'd love to tell you.
Let's switch it up to the flash side.
Yep.
Let's see what's going on the flash side. Not a whole lot either. What a surprise. So we actually get to see Stark's AD numbers, 253. Not bad for his start. He's still behind 70 CS, so... Stark cam. Stark still looks like he's quite calm, so a little bit tilted maybe.
I honestly don't think too many of his deaths have been his fault. Right?
Yeah, the teleport really was egregious, as you touched on early on.
But was it his call, is the question, or was he being told to do it? If
he's a veteran, right?
True, he is a vet, so you'd hope he... Oh, is the stream back? We're being told the stream's back.
Woohoo! I mean,
the question, can we say Xin Chao Vietnam? I have no idea what I just said. I hope I didn't swear.
Stream is back, I don't see it.
It's not looking back to me.
No, not to me either. Let's refresh.
I've got casters, so it looks like there is a stream at the moment.
Oh yeah, there's at least there's something happening on the main broadcast.
Okay, so we have a connection, but do we have a game? That's going to be the question.
No game so far. We had 2 Infernals and 1 Cloud Dragon. Next, I didn't catch the next dragon. Did you see what the next dragon?
It wasn't two infernals. It was a mountain. The first drake was mountain.
No, mountain for Flash, but Levi just secured the second infernal drake. So they have two infernals, one cloud.
Been three drakes, right?
No. I just checked the others.
Okay.
So yeah, he just completed the dragon. So it's only 1 minute to go or something. So two infernals, very strong in the late game, obviously, but they still have the same problems. No siege whatsoever, no ranged champions. I mean, they have Yumi, but does she count? Not really.
Yeah, she's going to take towers.
Imagine Yumi sitting there, protected by all the melees, and slowly chipping away at the turret. That would be a great sight.
Definitely not what we want. Hopefully we have
game.
Oh,
there we are.
Like we have game. We're back, guys. Always good. Thank you for bearing with us. I hope you guys who might have come from the YouTube channel, stick around.
Yeah,
chill with us in the English cast. We'd love to see you. But we do have game, and it's going to be GAM continuing to set up for Baron by the looks.
Yeah, they really need this Baron. They don't need to secure it in the next 5 minutes or something like that, but they need this Baron to finally break the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, that's really important. They need to break the mid lane. Yeah, it opens up so much.
They can't do anything against the mid lane with just their composition. I'm really surprised Levi didn't use his Rift Herald, which he secured earlier.
Caught here. Yumi ult into corridor is very scary. CBL gets knocked back into the team, and he goes down.
Great cask from Levi once again, separating the team. And there's Zivers. No flash. Oh, yep, he had flash.
Going in, the charge is there as well. This is going to be big. 2 stopwatches used, but it's not going to do much. Yijin flashes over the wall, but Optimus will go down. This isn't looking good for Flash. Can the bird, Silas, get away here? He's got a lot of dashes, but he doubted himself. Should have gone for the blast cone, but getting back over there. Zeros a little bit caught out here. Huey's on his back. Stark incredibly low. Slater could have popped off, but has to back off.
And please go for the Baron now.
Finally be yeah, get on Baron.
So they finally break the mid lane outer turret. That stood for way too long for their liking, but now they have finally broken the base, kind of, and they get the Baron. So yeah, I mean this last outer turret was really annoying for them. It slowed down the game a lot. It's very hard to break this outer turret with a full melee composition. Stark is here. Can Stark steal with the EQ combination?
I don't think so.
Nope.
And here comes the engage as well. The Yumi Garen moving forward. Stark in so much trouble. He goes down. Zed will pick up another one. Down comes the big sword. And now look at him. Just standing there, taunting Slater.
Yeah.
Daring.
Garen has hit the point where no one even scratches him, because he's Garen. And he has a lot of additional MR and armor, so... This should be smooth sailing from here on out. For GAM, they secured the very important objective. They can now reset, regroup in the top lane and break the base. Maybe even, it looks like they want to go for a 4-1, 4-0-1 I should say. So no one going for the mid lane, 4 people on the top lane and 1 in the bot lane. Maybe they'll adjust for 0-4-1. Let's see what they have planned in terms of split pushing. Don't like the staggered recalls. I think they wasted a little bit too much time from the Baron buff. It's still 2.5 minutes left, though.
Agreed. I don't know how much it'll matter in the end, but you are right. I think that is something they should have definitely thought about. What does Flash do now against this Baroned up team? They're so far behind Optimus. Oh, no. If Optimus is dead... Flash can't do anything. Here comes the charge. In they come. The wall, though, getting value. Does stop. He has to use his flash as well to guarantee it, but he stays alive for now.
Yeah, and we see some minor problems with the shot calling for GAM. I don't think you had to go for the pick there. It's much more important to break the base. Think back to the last 20 minutes of the game. You struggled a lot to get the turrets. So even though... I can kind of understand they feel the hype, right? They just won the big team fight, they got the Baron, they want to get more kills, but stay disciplined, try to go for the turrets instead. Now they're finally regrouping. It's still 1.5 minutes, right? So should be able to get this done.
And Optimus is in a lot of trouble here. He uses his stopwatch, but it only buys time. Ooh, bit of a party barrel there, not the best. But Kiaya will lock them down. He's really close to a remount. He desperately wants that. Here it is. Skarl is back. Yijin will go down, and this should be game any moment now if they have time.
Yeah. It's definitely enough time. 37 seconds of Optimus. There's still the Baron buff available. So the first game in very dominant fashion going over to GAM after a few technical problems, but we got through it and the final started. GAM looking as strong as ever, showing us some Garen Yumi here in the VCS, the first Garen Yumi we've seen. There we go.
Yeah.
1-0 GAM.
Flash, ban Yumi.
Yeah, that's
Ban
a good
it out.
idea.
You have to.
They're on blue side now, if they want to. They have side selection in the second game, so might be able to snatch the Yumi themselves. First pick Yumi. Maybe go for the Yumi Garen themselves. I don't think Garen Yumi is that great a call for Flash, to be honest.
That's very bold.
Yeah, they need their bot lane to
go
win,
for
right? So, not too sure if they should go for the Garen Yumi.
I think chat's got the right idea. Just ban Zeros and Levi. Just ban them out. You've got a good chance.
Yeah, all their champions, all their 200 champions.
No, just the players. The players.
Okay, yeah. It's fair.
Just get them off stage. They're not allowed to play. That would definitely make it a bit easier. But in the end, Flash did show signs of life. Obviously, that was still quite a one-sided game. But Flash showed signs of life. There was that period of time where it did look like they were going to slow the game down and potentially get themselves back in it. But
they never got into a winning position, right? It was still a very confident game for GAM.
Yeah.
They were in control all the time. They struggled a little bit to close out the game, which was kind of a given looking at the composition, but they still found the team fights, they found the Baron, they closed out the game. Flash never really looked like the team that would win the game, coming down to itemization as well. Once again, disappointed in its latest itemization. A little bit of a head scratcher of a game for Flash. They need to overthink a lot of things. A lot of draft priority has to change. Yumi first pick maybe, looking to secure the Aatrox as well. I'm interested to see what they bring to the blue side next game.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting what they can do. I think you have to ban the Yumi or pick it yourself. I think you're pretty much pigeonholed in there. I don't think Garen Yumi is actually particularly likely to come out twice.
Yeah, especially not for Flash. I really don't think they will go for the Garen Yumi.
No.
Slater has never played something that is not in a traditional ADC, so really don't expect him to be the one to bring up the Garen.
Yeah.
I think the Syndra ban was really on point for GAM. It gave them a lot for the mid lane. Kiaya won his mid lane matchup, got the solo kill on Optimus in the first game already. Optimus has to be a little bit frustrated with this first game. He was not able to impact the game a lot on this Azir, one of his favorite champs.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he had potential to, but unfortunately it was just too far behind overall, which is unfortunate. I will say, Flash, even though they lost and they lost handily, I think there were points they could play on that could potentially put them in a situation to play a closer game too.
Yeah, I think this first game is...
That's a really non-committal statement, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but I think this game can be written off by the Flash coaches, and they can say, okay, we messed up in draft a lot. I think the draft was not good whatsoever. Stark on the Jace. I don't like his Jace. I don't think you should pick him a Jace. Yep. I think the Sylas, while it looks good in terms of global priority and stuff, Sylas is not the right champ to play into Levi, in my opinion. You need stronger early game priority, and he just didn't do anything in this game. Do you remember anything from this game from Levi, from Yijin?
No, honestly,
right.
He did almost nothing. He got hard shut down.
So yeah, I think almost all positions have to change. Bot lane is okay. Azir is okay in my opinion as well, but top and jungle definitely need to rethink their strategy coming into the next pick and ban.
Yep. So, what do you think could be picked, or ignore bans for a moment? What do you think needs to be picked in order for Flash to go a bit closer in game 2.
Yeah, I still think my weak side top laners for Stark should come in. I think GP is incredibly undervalued in the VCS. He's a super strong champion all around the world. People are first rounding him. Why not pick GP here? He can definitely survive the lane into Renekton. It's not a super easy matchup, but just scale for late game. Support your bot lane with the ult. You could go for Mordekaiser as well, as I said before. Imagine a Mordekaiser, level 6, under turret. You can't dive that. It's literally impossible to dive Mordekaiser under his own turret. So, yeah, I'd like to see weak side top laner. Don't go Jace. Please don't. If they pick Jace again, I think it's a quick, swift 3-0 for a GAM.
Absolutely, I agree. I mean, one thing I do want to touch on is ignoring specific picks. I think there's a mentality thing. You see Garen Yumi, you're Slater. Why don't you pick Draven?
Yeah.
I think Draven was probably the best pick. We know he can play it. He stomped Gum the one time he played it.
I think there has to be a little bit of confidence issue for Slater. He had a very weak showing in semis. He gets subbed out a lot if Optimus is angry with him. So I don't think his confidence is at the highest level possible.
Yeah.
Look at this play.
Also,
again.
not surprised to see this replay. This was where top lane was lost.
Yeah, definitely.
He auto-attacked the tower.
And
not great.
The dive, or not the dive, the gank that came in a few, like 30 seconds before this play happened, was one of the greatest Yumi saves I've ever seen in competitive play. That was such a great cover for Garen. Garen was already ignited, had flashed away, so Yumi had to tank the hook, was able to get back into Garen. Super cool play for Hugh. First game in the final on his new role, and he looks great.
Yeah, he looked very good. So another question we have to answer for game 1. I assume you want to do game by game MVPs, as we normally do. Who do you think gets MVP game 1?
That's a difficult call.
I know you want to give it to Hugh just for that big play, but
I think overall it's Kiaya for me probably. Great roams on the Clad. Yulwei had to be. Got the solo kill early. Got the mid lane rolling. Great early roams towards top lane. I think for me it's Kiaya in the first game.
Yep, I agree with Kiaya. I think all of GAM obviously had a great game. None of them played badly. There's arguments for all of them, except maybe Xin. He didn't really end up doing much except picking up some free kills. But
yeah, I think Zeros is 20 minutes. The last 20 minutes for Zeros weren't too great. His first 10 were cool. Cool to see him dominate the top lane, abusing Stark's mistake. But I think this was not the great Zeros game we've seen before. I think
this was. I definitely think this was more the Kiaya show.
Kiaya looking great in his first ever final. Yeah, so let's lock it down for Kiaya in the game 1. Great showing for Levi as well. Definitely don't want to discredit him. He had a super good Gragas performance, as we all expect. He is the best jungler in the VCS, and once again showing his dominance.
I mean, we say he's not just the best jungler; he's the best player.
Yeah, that's very fair.
He is ridiculous. But we'll have to see if Flash. I mean, the big question is, can Flash win a game?
I predicted 3-0. I don't think so.
I'm not changing my prediction. No, I definitely still think 3-0 is the prediction.
But we touched on Flash Game 1, right? Flash Game 1 is not even a team, so maybe Game 2 Flash surprises us all in the next game. They have a lot of time to reset.
Now that their braid machine's plugged in.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Typically, we do see it get plugged in after Game 1. I will just say it. I'm rooting for them to win a game.
I'd like to cast 4 games, definitely.
Exactly. I'd love to see them win another game, but I don't know if they will.
But I mean, it's also not bad for the VCS to have one very dominant team coming into Worlds. I think GAM.
Yeah, absolutely.
They definitely look very strong here. This is the first gang, the second gang as well. And once again, super great pathing from Kiaya, and Levi just had to ride the trail there from Kiaya's Kled. By the way, do you also always think if Kled goes against his own charge direction. It
He should
looks
be slowed.
it looks as if he's slowed, right? He's not, in fact,
It
but it
does.
looks like.
No, no. It absolutely looks like it is, but it's not. I think he should be. I think that'd be like kind of cool if he got slowed. If you ever needed to nerf Kled just a little bit, I think that'd be a cool nerf. Don't affect his teammates with it. Just Kled.
Yeah, and don't bear with us for a minute or so. I'll just have to quickly reset the stream so we don't get lags in the next game, but we'll still be talking, so you're not missing out on anything. There's not a whole lot happening on screen, so yeah, just wait for a minute or so. YouTube is a very resource-consuming thing, so always have to reset the stream to not run into trouble. Yeah, it would be better with sound effect. We agree with you. Sadly, there is no raw file of the VCS, so we could only get the sound effects with the casters, the Vietnamese casters. And that's very disturbing. So we opted to not go for any sound effects. Obviously, it's not the greatest setup.
Yeah, like I mean, we'd love to. There's lots of production things we'd love to do. We'd love to be able to do our own observing, not have ridiculous pop-ups that cover half the screen when there's still fights going on, that sort of thing.
Everyday's favorite.
But like, I hate that. That's my biggest gripe with the VCS production. We'd love to do those things, but we just don't have lobby access. For the people watching, if you do know anyone involved with the VCS, do let them know, Hey, you want an English cast? Grab us some lobby access and we'll have some fun, right? We could do a heat. But who knows, that might not happen. Probably won't. Maybe one day we'll get paid. That'd be great.
That would be great, indeed. I'll once again set up a song for the Pliegend Bands, because that's very hype, right? We want to hear a little bit of hype draft music once the second game hits. We're not sure how long the pause will be. Usually we'll get a little bit of a pause between games, but I guess today they just want to talk through all the pauses, which is fine. I mean, it's finals day, right? You don't need the pauses if we don't have to commit to any sponsors.
Yeah, I mean, they've definitely. I mean, you get pretty good value when you sponsor the VCS, eh? Like Coke's getting good value for the. I mean, I don't know how much they paid, but they're getting a lot of exposure for their drink. Still not sure why Coke entered the energy drink market, but oh well.
So yeah, what can we expect for Game 2? Flash will probably be on blue side. I want to see... what do we want to see first picked for Flash? Let's run the draft in theory.
Well, do we think they're going to choose blue?
I think they'll probably go blue. They played 4 games on blue side in semis, and they just lost on red side, so I'd say they go blue.
I agree. Yeah, I think you either ban or first pick Yuumi, but because are you happy to play Yuumi without Garen? I think you are. I think you could go Yuumi Lucian.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can still play Yuumi as a normal support. There's one super interesting champion to think about that got banned by Flash on red side. First ban, Akali. Do they have to ban Akali on blue side? Or do they get the ban from DBL? Not DBL, I'm sorry, for GAM, obviously.
I think that's a good one to leave up potentially to first pick, because that's a great pick for Star. Because you have to assume the Aatrox gets banned.
Yeah, both Stark and Optimus not great Akali players so far, right?
True, but Akali's fairly safe. We've had 3 weeks. You'd hope Stark's been practicing it.
Yeah.
But there's an interesting question here. What if the situation comes that there's actually going to be a 5-minute pause? It's actually a little bit between games, but whatever. There's an interesting question is that if Flash is on blue side like we predict, they ban out 3 champions, not including Akali, and also presumably not including Aatrox, because why would you ban your own Aatrox? And then GAM doesn't ban either of those champions either. Isn't there a situation where Stark is suddenly like, ooh, my Aatrox is up, and then Zeros gets Akali?
Yeah, that's an interesting call. I think Aatrox into Akali is playable. You shouldn't fall behind 4 VCS like you did this game.
Yeah, but you don't want Zeros on Akali.
You don't want
right?
Zeros, but you don't want
really
Zeros on
good
any champ. You don't want to play against Zeros. Renekton is another interesting one for GAM, in my opinion. If they leave up open Aatrox, I could actually see GAM going with a red side strategy of leaving open Aatrox and maybe Gragas or something, and then go for first rotation Renekton Gragas on the red side.
Yeah. I think Gragas is actually going to be a pretty important pick.
Absolutely.
Overall. Because Yijin loves that champion. And obviously, Levi, pretty happy to play it, as we saw in Game 1.
Yeah, it's most played for either jungler, so super important pick here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be a difficult thing for Flash to find a draft that heavily favors them, unless they have something in the pocket.
Yeah.
Do they have the crazy pocket pick to fire back at GAM?
Now is the best time to bring out a cheese pick, right? 1-0 down. You just lost a very convincing game to GAM. You need to mental reset, and what better way to mentally reset than bringing in a completely different draft priority plan, bring in some cheese, play a completely different game. Maybe try to attack GAM early on. We have not actually seen too many teams try that. Loki was almost successful in Game 1 last week with their lane swapping strategy. So, like to see Flash mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I said before the game started, they need to play textbook. They need to play front-to-back team fighting. I still think that's true, but they also need a mental reset now. So maybe win a game now with a cheese pick and then go back to the standard way of drafting. Go for a very strong team fighting composition. That would be my way for Flash back into the final.
I agree. But we'll might take a little break on our end, just at 2.5 minutes. Let's see what happens in Game 2.
Yeah, we'll be back in 2 minutes and 40 seconds with the second game. Welcome back to the second game of GAM against Flash. Very short pause. But yeah, here we are with the second one. Let's see what the draft priorities are for the second game. I'm very interested to see what Flash is in store for us. Did they prepare more strategies, or have they already run out of steam and GAM will just 3 over this one? What do you think?
Look, we've made a lot of comments about the playoff schedule for the VCS, and it's way too long. So if you come in after 3 weeks, pretty much, to prepare, and you don't have something, that's just bad. Like, Flash has to have something, right?
That's very true. I believe in them. I think they have prepared something different here. Please don't go for Jay's top lane again. Look at the players on GAM's side. It's really heartwarming to watch them enjoy themselves on stage. A super great move there. Levi and Zeros are always looking like they're best friends on the universe.
I think they love being on a team together, honestly.
I think so too.
I mean, I think it's very clear that this team was built around those two. They're having a great time. It's good to see people having fun, right? Obviously, it's their job, but it's better when you love your work.
I'll leave it just sarcastically clapped at the VCS production, I think.
Oh, Levi.
Levi's a great guy. Who doesn't love Levi?
I love Levi. He's great.
2 more games and he's back to Worlds.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I
You'd
think.
hope that when he goes to Worlds, he does some Nocturne hovers,
Oh
remind
yeah,
everyone who he is.
I'd really like to see him in the same group as Fnatic. That would be hype.
Ooh,
Imagine a
that'd be hilarious.
TL Fnatic GAM group. Woo!
Woo, that'd be. I mean, that's not a bad group. Uh, TL didn't look great in the NA finals.
No.
They really didn't. NA's a joke. But regardless, let's hope we get into Champion Select any moment now to see what Flash can actually bring in.
Yeah, the key
If
champions,
any.
if you just joined us for the second game, key champions for this game, I think, are Aatrox, Akali, Yuumi, maybe Syndra for Optimus. I don't think she will be open again. I think this is probably a stable in the ban table for GAM. Very obvious ban against Optimus, his most played champion. So those are the most important champs. ADCs don't really matter. One of the ADCs doesn't really play ADCs.
No.
The other one gets whatever he wants. So
I mean, I think the thing that since they're probably not going to play Garen Yumi again, GAM that is, if Slater picks like a really, really aggressive bot lane, Zin just goes, okay, I'll play Vlad.
or
And
Ezreal.
I'll lose bot lane, but I won't die. Or Ez, yeah, either of those works. So, but here we go. Game 2, the draft begins. And the draft ends. But Akali's been banned. But we are back in. Flash not going to go for that sneaky Akali comp we thought about.
Yeah.
But so far the ban's looking the same. Xayah is going to be banned every game. Let's be totally real.
Yeah, 5 out of 5 playoff games, GAM has played banned Xayah, so that's a very, very easy read for Flash. Xayah will be banned for the rest of the series, probably. Yuumi is still open. We have Salas, Gragas.
Okay.
Aatrox.
Hello.
Oh, wow, so you are eligible to play. That is very interesting. You can play Pantheon.
Why are you banning him on 916?
It's interesting,
He
right?
wasn't buffed on this match. He's not very good.
He's not super great, but maybe they're too scared of Xerxes' top lane Pantheon after the very famous top lane Pantheon Korean solo queue performance from Xerxes.
Yeah, maybe. Just to clarify, because I know maybe some people are saying, what do you mean? Pantheon's great. This is 916. It's not live. Pantheon's great now. When he came out, not as great.
So same bans for GAM.
Ban.
Yeah, why not? Or if it ain't broken, don't fix it, right?
I mean, very true. But I'm just curious about why this Skarner ban. The VCS has had incredibly low Skarner priority.
Yijin is the only guy to really play the Skarner.
Yeah.
He played 2 Skarner games in the semi-final. He looked okay on it. I don't think he's a Skarner expert, but it's open. It's open again.
That's a huge mistake. How have you let this happen, Flash? You banned Pantheon over Yuumi?
So they're
I don't
confident
like
in their
that.
bot lane, right? I really like the adaptation of picking up the Renekton as the first pick. I think giving over Renekton to Kam is very scary. So at least they adjusted their top lane priority, and Renekton will be stable for Stark. He can just farm in lane, maybe even contest Zeros.
Yep. Maybe. It does depend what Zeros chooses to pick up. And Gragas is secured for the side of GAM, that super important top laner, jungler, of course, that we've mentioned. GAM will get that one again.
So far, it's the same champions for GAM, right? Run back for this first game, why not? They won on the comp in 32 minutes, so very confident.
Why are you picking Kai'Sa here?
No one knows.
Flash.
It's later.
Flash, why are you picking Kai'Sa here? It is not priority.
And
You've given up Yuumi and you're picking Kai'Sa. Oh.
And especially if GAM goes for the Garen Yuumi bot lane once again, I think Kai'Sa does absolutely nothing in the late game. There's a 4 melee comp.
It's like, it's not even like, it was like kind of like a fun, whoa, hype pick, but you can pick it again here. Just run it back.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Flash, if you're not going to adapt, why shouldn't GAM just salty run back here?
So last time Kai'Sa was banned in phase 2, right? And Kai'Sa is Slater's most played champion.
Yep, there it is.
There it is. I don't really understand why you would pick Kai'Sa if you just look at the champion matchup, because Kai'Sa into full melee composition is not great. She usually thrives at killing the enemy backline and trying to jump into the enemy backline to assassinate someone. That's not possible against Garen. Like, he's not a backline champion, right? And Yumi is not targetable.
There is no what backline.
Yeah, what backline? Indeed.
If they run the same comp again, there isn't a backline. It's
They,
all frontline.
they can't run exactly the same comp as a Renekton's band, so I'm very interested to see what Zeros has in store for us. Kled is banned as well.
So the solo lanes are going to have to be different for GAM. GAM banning out the Nidalee, taking away some junglers from Yijin. This seems... Vayne open, though. That's true. That was banned last game. It was Vayne Kai'Sa for the second phase bans. Maybe Vayne top? Who knows, right?
Nah.
Don't think
what
so.
will actually come in here for GAM? I'm not too sure. I think Irelia is a possibility. Fiora?
Irelia is open. Yeah, Fiora.
Fiora is not a great champ to pick here. You want to team fight. No. Fiora is... Oh, that's super interesting. It's a very bad matchup into the Renekton, though. Oh,
is it a bad matchup?
Yeah, it's not a great matchup in the early game. Jax can't trade into Renekton. He will obviously outscale in the 1v1, as he does with almost every champion in the game. But yeah, early lane should go over to Stark this time. He can now show us all that he's better than Zeros, at least on better matchups.
Yep. But what does Flash round their comp out with?
Sylas once again. I really don't like to see the Sylas here. Once again...
I'm not sure how I feel about that one.
Very similar comp to the first game as well. They exchanged the top lane, which is great, because we were criticizing Jace a lot. I think Renekton definitely fits the comp better. And now we have to see the mid lane.
Well, I mean, it could be the Sylas mid.
Could go Kiana here.
Oh, what?
It's another Optimus stable. Oh, Nico. Another Optimus special pick. So Optimus's picks are Syndra, Nico, Corki, Azir. Those are the 4 champs Optimus plays a lot.
Can I propose the best final pick? I know you're making a very valid point, but why not lock Yasuo here?
Yeah, why not? I don't see a reason why we would not go with Yasuo here.
That's a great team comp, right?
Oh,
fantastic team comp. Oh,
man. I love GAM so much. I love GAM so much. This is one of my absolute favorite champs to play.
Here we go! GAM. Why should GAM change anything?
GAM is great.
They've changed a couple of things, but in essence, it's the same thing. They're just going to come at you. They're going to come at you at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
And what better way to debut in the first final ever against the most, the biggest name in the Vietnam in Optimus, as Kiaya, than going first game Kled, second game Tristana, full all-in, full solo kill potential. Let's go.
Also, chat, I see you there saying Tristana ADC. No.
Nah.
This is mid lane.
What is Tristana ADC?
He's gonna kill him at level 2.
Yeah, Tristana mid lane. If you have not seen Tristana mid lane play out, you go W level 1, then you go E at level 2, and you immediately jump on top of the enemy. Try to get the reset on the jump. So the way the reset works is either you get a kill or assist, or you get the E to proc on full stacks. So that's 4 auto attacks. So if you get the 4 auto attacks off, you get another jump. And the jump has a base damage of 95 magic damage. And level 2 with Ignite and double jump, so that's 190 damage. With PTA, that's solo kill potential against any champion. It's insane. Yeah. The level 2 all-in for Tristana is insane.
Absolutely it is. I love that if we're looking at these most banned, that Heimerdinger is still up there.
Nice.
Hugh, the Hugh respect band still repping.
I'd really like to see them switch lanes for switch positions for the one game. Just pick Hugh the Heimerdinger and go with some generic support. I don't know. Put Xin on Braum. He can't do anything more.
Yeah, put Xin on Yuumi, then he doesn't have to do anything. Has to aim the Q. But I mean, we have to mention that Flash has not fundamentally changed anything. They've changed a few champions around. I think the Renekton is a much better pick because it does give a good early matchup for Stark. But in essence, GAM's playing the same team comp. Flash hasn't really adapted.
I think GAM's team comp is actually way better than the first game.
I agree.
And they're not as strong at diving. They're not as strong at level 6, but they have way better siege, right? With one of the strongest siege.
They have a ranged champion.
I don't really like the Jax. I don't think the Jax really fits the composition. I don't really understand why it was picked. I think a better mid-game champion would have been better for GAM, but it will not really matter in my opinion here. I also like Flash's composition a lot more than in Game 1. I think they have way better mid-game team fighting. 2-item power spike is there for almost every champion on their side. So Flash might actually be able to win some early team fights against GAM. In terms of full late-game 5v5, I'd say it's still GAM favored here, especially with Zeros heavily outscaling the Renekton.
Ooh, Zeros going in early. There's the trade into Renekton.
Yeah.
That's setting the tone.
Wow. Zeros just murdered Stark there.
Yeah, I mean, Stark isn't hitting much, so that's not great.
Level 1 is not the greatest, but level 2 onwards, the Renekton is supposed to win the lane pretty heavily, because he gets the quick trades into with his slice and dice, and gets to get out of there. Yeah, so far Zeros in a better position.
Yep, absolutely. And as expected, the Garen Yumi is losing early. That's always going to happen.
Yeah.
Ooh. Zeros just doesn't care how the matchup might be meant to go.
A lot of these, but he has to use a lot of mana to do.
This is the level 3 dive.
Oh man, GAM is at it again.
Here come the boys! Sound the alarm. TP being used, but he's just instantly dead. Zeros will go down in response. Levi, can you get out of there? Ooh, the flash E misses from Optimus. Levi is not locked up, but I don't think he's got anywhere to go. They're doing this. Kiaya's coming in. Kiaya can see blood. He wants it all. The teleport from Zeros. He's back. They've killed Optimus.
Oh my God.
What?
Sadly, you're a little bit ahead of me, so we get everything a little bit delayed here. So I think you have to stop.
And Kiaya just manages to get away. No, he doesn't. Yujin's here. He'll clean him up.
Wait, Stark is here again.
Just after this fight.
What's going
yeah,
on?
Stark is back, and my stream is freezing. Oh no.
Oh man, I'm super sorry.
Fiesta.
Yeah, a little bit of Fiesta casting to the Fiesta in the game. So we are
This
on.
time it's out.
This was my fault. Yeah, I'm very sorry. Yeah. What are you at? I'm at 4 minutes and 2 seconds.
I'm gonna stop at 4:10.
Okay. 7, 8, 9, 10. So now we should be back in sync.
Should be in sync.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
wow,
Oh,
CBL.
there's the hook on the Levi. He's in some trouble, and the fat man falls. Down he goes.
And we wanted to see some life out of the early game for Flash, and there it is. Another dive attempt now with Yijin. This is dangerous, though.
Yijin 3-0.
Ooh. So this is a very different game to the first one. Flash gets the early advantage, 1.3k gold lead at 4 minutes. Look at this dive again. That was a little bit foolish.
I think the dive was okay, but they didn't know Yejin was there.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the players.
Yejin with very good pathing. Levi with interesting side steps here on Optimus's Flash E, I should say. Zeros just respawned, so immediately back in there. But Stark will respawn as well. He actually TP to the mid lane, I think. Because there was no ward around. Oh man. He wanted to get the flank, right? So he didn't want to TP to the top lane.
Yejin here with the big boy Flash gets that kill. Then it was just Zeros 1v1ing the Renekton that he could not 1v1.
Yeah.
Yejin comes back around to steal the kill.
And he tries to get away, utilizing the scuttle crab, but Yejin is still there, and Zeros should have known that Yejin was still there because he just killed his mid laner. So,
Yep.
Where should he have gone? But it's super interesting adaptation from Stark to teleport towards the mid lane instead of going
Oh,
right
here
to the
comes
ward.
Heejin again. Levi taking a lot of damage. This is a very fed Silas, but Kiaya throwing himself in, wants to shut him down.
Oh, there we
Nico E
go.
hits,
And yet
it doesn't
another
matter
W.
because there's the jump to it. And another kill. Levi back in it. We've got 9 kills at 6 minutes.
This is how VCS is supposed to look like. First game was way too conservative.
This is the VCS.
Man, great turnaround for the mid lane. And now look at the CS numbers. Kiaya still has his his Ignite available, and he's level 6. So now Optimus has to be super careful in the mid lane. Level 6 is a lot of burst potential. Level 3 E as well as the ult, bringing I think something like 250 magic damage to the table as well. So Optimus needs to play this perfectly in the next minute.
Absolutely. This is a very scary Tristana with that shutdown. Kiaya, absolutely no fear. Just jumps in. Does so much.
And that was actually pretty lucky for Kiaya there. He got stunned. He got caught by the E from Optimus, but he had already channeled his W, so he just jumped over the E, even though it rooted him up. And root doesn't do anything against auto attacks, right? So he was still able to AA there and get not the second kill, saving his jungler's life.
Absolutely. But we hit. Hopefully, we get a moment so that I can catch my breath.
Yeah, a lot of action early on. First dragon going over to Flash, a very low priority dragon overall. I think in the early game it's still nice to have. It's not that useful in this team composition because you have the top laner without mana. So usually the priority of the Ocean Drake rises a little bit if you have a mana heavy top laner because he really profits a lot from the Ocean Drake. It's still nice to have, obviously, but not the biggest priority.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for Flash is they took it away, right? Means GAM can't have it, which is impressive.
Early Ocean Drake is actually
getting his revenge for the stolen blue buff from last game.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yijin evens it up.
Yeah, early Ocean Drake is one of the things a lot of analysts around the world see very differently. I know NA analysts love early Ocean Drake. All the NA analysts always hype it up as the most important dragon. Then, if you listen to LCK broadcast, LS thinks it's absolutely worthless. So, super interesting.
I mean, to be fair, the extra regen on ARAM's really good. So that's why
the burn.
But down in the bot lane, not a lot of action so far. The one kill CBL does have was from the roam. Obviously, Garen Yumi's not going to do a huge amount early on. But Flash might make them do something because they're setting up for the 4-man. Yumi ult is burned. They might not even need the 4 because Zin's already low. CBL flashes out. The barrel is used to potentially get them close. Garen ult can't find anything. And the 2-for-1 cat chicken bucket deal from your local KFC is looking good as the Yumi goes down as well.
And in the first game, it backfired horribly when they tried to dive the Garen Yumi. This time, they didn't abandon the plan. They just thought, okay, we didn't execute it well. We still want to go for the play. And this time, it definitely worked out. Super great execution by the bot lane. Slater was already on top of them, forcing out the Yumi ultimate before the dive even happened. That was super important. So they couldn't lock down any divers. Great cask stolen away from Heejin as well, coming in to knock the Garen back into the lane. So look at this. Yumi ult is already down. And CBL actually missing the hook is not that bad. He gets the early turret aggro and delays the dive a little bit. It's not super optimal, but yeah, not a big misplay here. And Slater gets both of the kills, setting him up to carry this second game here, just as we want to see.
Yeah, it's pretty good so far. We do have to look at how this Garen Yumi is going to bounce back. They're 40 CS down, and look, there was a segment we used to do back when me and you just started casting. It's everyday's Kai'Sa build check-in. There's a Mana Moon in Slater's inventory. I'm so happy.
Yeah, and it's Slater
taken all
building that
split
one.
to learn it. It's taken Slater all split to learn that Kai'Sa can be a strong scaling champion.
It
but he's
really
done
would
it.
take him forever.
He's not built a Storm Racer first item, and I'm so proud of him.
Yeah.
My little boy's grown up.
Great choice from Slater. Great choice, definitely. What do we have in terms of lane
Oh,
matchups?
Zin! Look at how deep Zin's just TP'd. He's all alone. Oh, never mind. He does have Hugh on his back, but he's dead. There's no way the cat's going to get out. I tell a lie. He gets onto Zeros. Zin, mate. Bit crazy there, but Yijin did go down on the other side of the fight, so it's a 1-for-1.
Yeah, and overall, GAM actually won the fight. If you just look at the HP bars,
Yep.
they got a lot more HP coming out of the fight, so they can actually go for the early Rift Herald here. You might still be a little bit ahead of me, sadly. So once again, apologies for that
dear.
one. But I don't really know how that can happen, but whatever.
Well, it's I restart. I had to restart because my stream froze.
Okay.
So we might have to resync just after this replay.
Replay, interesting that you mentioned a replay there. Okay, the replay has finally started for me as well. So we see a very good reaction for Optimus. I don't think they saw Optimus on the board there, so Zin probably anticipated to be alone there. Got caught by Optimus's quick thinking. They still lost the fight, as we touched on, and the replay when the play happened. So now I think it's time to quickly resync for the next play to come the next minute.
Yep.
12:50.
Everyone spam. I will pause at 12:25.
3, 4, and 5. There we are.
Again, apologies. Please pray for Everyday's internet. It's peak time on a Saturday night for me, so it gets a little dodgy. But we'll have to hope we get through. As the Rift Herald is summoned up here, Flash did pick that one up on the back end of the play. So they get a lot. They're getting a lot of tower gold here. Flash is at a 3k gold lead in the early game. This is what we want to see out of them.
Yeah, this is a lot of early gold for Flash, and we have not seen GAM fall down this far since Loki game 1. And Loki used the lane swap strategy, so this is the first real game, so a normal game, you could say, where GAM falls behind. I think it's majorly due to the bot lane matchup that went horribly wrong this time. Levi tries to invade bot lane.
Ooh, Stark on Levi. Can he hunt him down? I don't think he's going to be able to lock him down.
What?
Oh,
that?
Whoa, what's going on? Stark, way too far. Okay.
Oh, great ult timing from Optimus.
Yep, really well done by Optimus, and gets the blast cone to get away.
Kiyaya's in a lot of trouble now. Look at his position. Oh, man, he just flashed through the wall without knowing what's in store for him.
Slater just murders Kiaya. This is so good for Flash. They're looking great.
Another dragon for them as well. They really hate the RNG this game. Got very good rolls on the first game, but the second game does not really... Oh, man, another ocean dragon. Flash is angry with the RNG gods.
Yeah. Yeah, they would really love an Infernal or a Mountain right about now. Very unfortunate.
So I'd say the one shining light for GAM right now is Zeros in the top lane, building up almost 40 creep advantage for his very strong scaling side laner. We have not actually seen GAM be too successful with 1-3-1 or 4-1 compositions, so let's see if they worked on their split pushing.
This was such a fiesta in here. Levi, that wasn't great. My word.
Oh, he ignited him. Okay, Kiaya actually messed up his combo quite a bit there. He didn't utilize the auto-attack ultimate combination you can do on the Tristana. Usually you want to ult and shoot an auto-attack at the same time. Didn't do that. Was very lucky that the ignite still killed the Renekton.
Yeah, absolutely. Did we see Zeros getting a kill up in the top lane?
No.
Oh, I misread the situation, but
he just farmed.
In the mid lane, speaking of farming, Zin having a bit of a farm there.
And if you're wondering about the Tristana build, this is the usual mid lane Tristana build. You don't go full crit on the mid lane Tristana. You want to start off with a very strong one item power spike and go for the Blade of the Rune King. But this will not help him in this situation.
Speaking of Tristana, he's in so much trouble. There's a 4-kill Kai'Sa, or the Tristana ult only hits Nico, and it's now a 5-kill Kai'Sa. Slade is here. He's looking over at Optimus, giving him the side eye and saying, bench me, mate. Come on.
Yeah, indeed. Very good game from Slater.
Yeah, he's having it. I mean, he hasn't done anything particularly insane. It's really been a team effort to set him up.
A very good bot lane performance, we can say. This time CBL and Slater definitely got the better of the Garen Yuumi lane. Took them 1.5 games to figure out how to play against Garen Yuumi, but this time the CS lead was way bigger than in the first game. I think the first game was something like 30 CS, which is acceptable, but he should have a bigger lead. And this time it was more like 50 CS early on at 10 minutes already. So way better laning coming out from Flash spot lane.
Ooh, Zeros could be in some trouble here. I think Stark, you can take this fight,
Absolutely.
man.
And Zeros realized the same thing. He had to flash away.
Yeah, but like Stark used his flash as well. That was a flash trade. I don't think it had to be. I think Stark should have backed himself. With that health lead, he absolutely won that fight.
Yeah, I think he probably still wins 1v1s against Jax right now. He's on the verge of losing them. I think one more item for Jax and he probably loses to him.
Yeah.
Not sure if it ever becomes relevant in this game because there's still a almost 5k gold lead for Flash and a super strong bot lane. Look at Garen's items. There's nothing for him there. Look at the gold lead as well. It's 4k for Slater.
Oh, and there's the hook there. Zin caught out. He'll have Hugh on his back as well. Oh, no, where can they go? That's a good Yuumi ult to lock Slater up, though. They might be able to find the way out. But the Super Soaker is used, but they don't want to chase any further. In the end, well done. But could have gone very, very badly for Zin there. If it wasn't for a good play from Hugh.
Yeah, and now we get to see a very different stage for GAM. Usually they are all about accelerating early and mid game. They are all about using their early game lead to snowball into the later stage of the game. This time they find themselves 5k gold down, so they have to somehow...
in some trouble. There is a jungler coming. He should have the E, but there's the cast. He must not. He must have used it on the minions. Levi very low, and here comes Optimus. Nico ult is used. Will lock up Zeros. He goes into the stopwatch, but unfortunately, Slater, the reinforcement, was not able to come in. Slater, he's got to run. Run away. Get out of there. Down he goes. Another chum doot there for Zin, and it's suddenly all even. Well, it's not quite even, but it's much more even than it was. GAM firing back as we always know they can.
Yep, what a great play and what a bad response from Flash. Why did Optimus TP there first? Why did he come in alone against 2 melee champions with CC? Very bad decision. Everyone dies. Slater gives up a shutdown. I think Optimus didn't have the shutdown on him, but yeah, big gold over to the Garen again. I really liked how Levi played this one, flashing over the wall to get closer to him. Look at the damage from Levi as well.
Yeah,
turning back at exactly the same, the right time to dodge the counter kill. Now Optimus, what are you doing? It really was not a great decision by Optimus.
Well, I mean, this is a problem we see a lot in the VCS, not just out of Flash.
Absolutely.
It's someone's caught. TP. No, he's dead.
Yeah,
just let him die.
These kinds of overextensions sadly are very common here. And once again, Flash gives up a big gold lead. They still ahead 2.5k, and they still have a super strong Kai'Sa. Even though she went down, she's still strong. But this definitely puts a hamper on their confidence. And now Zerus is sitting at 4, 2, and 1, close to his Spear of Shojin. Once he completes that one, I don't think Stark stands another chance against him.
Yeah, no. This is a very scary Jax now.
This might be the Zero show.
He can just play side lane. And just 1v1 the Renekton over and over. And just say, well, what are you going to do? Can you fight 4v4? Can you? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think the question now becomes, can GAM play side lanes? The champion definitely can, Zerus definitely can, but can GAM coordinate side lanes and not fall prey to 5v4 team fights, engagements for Flash?
It's true. And it's now a Mountain Drake sporting. Flash, I think, a little bit salty that it's this Drake that's the Drake. Oh, great. Just as the game begins swinging away from us, we're going to get it. The Mountain Drake will come. Sure. Why not? Dragons officially biased towards Gum. Do someone report that to Riot? Ooh, Zeros could be in some trouble. CBL's coming in. He might just try and get a trade kill here or try and be a little bit cheeky, but Slater has the killer instinct, comes in, deals all that damage, but it'll be traded for the mid lane tower.
Overall, I think good move from GAM, to be honest. I think...
Yep.
Oh, wow. If Flash can actually get the Baron, it's obviously a better play for Flash. But overall, I like the reaction for GAM. Immediately group for mid lane turret and used the time Zeros buys. Zeros is back in 20 seconds. They have to be careful. The Zeros has TP available.
They
Oh,
need
Flash.
to commit to it. If you're going to do this, you got to go. Yuumi ult is used. CBL will get bound up.
Oh,
taking so much damage.
no.
Oh, and it gets stolen away by Levi. Absolute tragedy. He pays for it with his life, but he does not mind at all. Zin will go down. There's actually a lot of kills suddenly. One or two more. And we might have a situation that Flash is okay with. Yijin will go down in the back line, but Zeros will pick up one. He picks up Slater. No, Zeros is going so big. Zeros! Oh my god! He's the best! Zeros is a god and he gets the quadra kill!
Oh, what an unfortunate turn of events. Why did you hard commit to the Baron there? Flash just threw away the game, maybe even the series. I don't think they can mentally reset after such a great early game against GAM and then still losing the game. And now, look at the gold. GAM has equalized, not even equalized, they actually get the gold lead for the first time of the game, and they might even break the inhibitor line. I don't think it's enough time to get the inhibitor, but at least...
They have to back off now.
Oh man, look at this Jax now. 8 kills on him. And they did knock away Kiaya, but not Levi. And Levi was... in vision, they should have definitely tried to kill Levi there. He just eat over the wall, didn't even use his flash. He just eat over the wall and stole away the Baron. It's a bad target selection from Flash. They could have used the Tristana ult. They had the Tristana ult ready, right? Why would you use Tristana ult on Kiaya in this situation? It has to be a misclick for Yijin.
Look at Zeros.
Looks like he...
That Spear Shojin did so much
absolutely.
work.
I think he got 2 E's off in that fight.
Yeah.
Woof. And suddenly it looks like business as usual. It looks like GAM will walk away with a 2-0. What a game.
I mean...
What a game.
I mean, Zeros, we talk about him a lot, but this game he was definitely Heros. He was absolutely dominating here on this Jax. We questioned the pick a little bit, but we should learn that when he picks something, it's right. It's just correct.
Yeah, great execution of the team fights. In theory, I don't agree with the Jax pick, but I guess it's Zeros, so go for whatever you like.
Does theory apply to Zeros?
It doesn't seem to apply, at least in the VCS setup.
Yeah. Now, GAM wants to make a play towards the bot side. One thing I do want to comment on is this is why Yumi's good, because she just sits on Jax now.
Yeah, and Jax with Yumi.
Sit on the strongest player.
Oof, that's very hard to defend against. Even with 2 or 3 players, I think, you can't really do anything to this Jax. 8, 3, and 1, building towards his next item, which will be the Guardian Angel, so he's definitely focused on team fighting.
Yeah, absolutely we can. And here comes more of the siege. Kiaya can get up, put that charge on the tower, charge it up nicely. Big chunk. And what do? They can't approach.
No, they can't do anything here. They have to give up this one. They probably have to give up the Mountain Drake as well, which is, as you already touched on, super unfortunate. Look at the Dragon rolls. They get double Ocean and Cloud. The enemy team gets the Mountain Drake. That has to hurt as well. Next Baron will probably be the deciding factor in this game. I think GAM is now in a very good position to close out the game. No one can even come close to Zeros in the side lane. But will they be able to cleanly close out the game?
Absolutely. This is, I don't know how Flash comes back. Now, how do they stop this Jax?
Yeah, it's not easy. They have to catch him with Optimus's E. I think that's the most important ability in the next team fight. If they are able to lock down Jax and wait for his E to abate, I think Slater definitely has the damage to take down Jax.
But can they? I don't know. Is the team fight going to last long enough to do that? Like, you've still got Kiaya to worry about.
You have a lot to worry about, actually.
Not just Zeros. Obviously, he's having a massive pop-off performance, but it's not like he's the only one doing well.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine a winning teamfight for Flash. It has to be Slater popping off with the IE as the next item. If he goes for the Guardian Angel now with the next item, I think they can just hit the surrender button. Please don't. Please don't.
Yeah, it's happening. Let's be real. You can't. Like, Guardian Angel doesn't do anything for Slater.
No.
If he goes down, the fight isn't going to last long enough for him to get up and do anything.
Yeah, he can just get slapped in the face by Zeros again. Or bludgeoned down once again.
Yeah,
nice.
Give Zeros a little bit more damage start. Like, it's not good enough.
And top lane is a problem in the series. If you look at the whole series, we had big criticism towards Stark on his first pick, which was the Jace. Now he goes over to the Renekton. His laning phase was fine.
Was it? He was getting smashed in trades by Zeros.
Yeah, he still was even.
I'm not sure I agree that it was fine.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I was a little bit lenient.
It wasn't catastrophic, but I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was fine.
Let's say it was bad, but not atrociously bad.
I will agree with that. I'll give you that one.
So I think it's good enough for Flash to win the game. As we saw, they got off to a great lead. They played around bot lane. This time it worked wonders. Optimus with a much better game as well. I think what we can observe are the first two games are GAM's top lane dives are easy to read. Flash in both games was able to anticipate the top lane dive. In the first game, they were there, but the dive still succeeded because it was flat. This time, they actually called the dive and turned it around. So,
yep.
Good read from Flash, definitely, in the early game. I think they figured out a lot about GAM in the early game these 3 weeks. Sadly, it looks like they can't really convert it into game victories so far.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. We definitely, I think this is something we certainly didn't expect when we were looking at this series before it started, where Flash would have an early lead but end up losing.
No, definitely
We thought it'd be the opposite. We thought it would be the opposite. GAM would have the explosive starts, and if Flash was going to have a chance, it would be by coming back in the mid-game. But this game has been the exact opposite. Yeah,
it's all about that big Baron steal from Levi and the big teamfight afterwards for Zeros. That was such a big moment and such a big misplay for Yijin with the Tristana ult there. He had the opportunity to knock Levi away. Levi didn't have his flash available, so he couldn't have done anything to prevent that one. And instead, he used the ult on Kiaya. Levi just eat over the wall, smote away the Baron.
Ooh, Levi goes into the stopwatch. This is the last chance saloon. They get the opening pick. The Yumi ult's been used. Optimus throws himself in, goes into the stopwatch. But here is Zeros, the man himself. He's in the middle of the team. Kiaya will pick up the first kill here.
Kiaya!
Away from the chat. Doing so much. Oh, Kiaya having a big one. Shuts down the Kai'Sa, and that should be all of Flash's resistance. Really, they don't do much else. Kiaya's having a big one. Kiaya's saying, Zeros, mate, you think you're the carry? Nah, I'm here too. And Zin gets saved by Hugh as well to make it the 2-for-1. But they do manage to hold their base. Flash, hold on.
What a great team fight from Kiaya. If we get the replay, we can see what he did there. Got the first kill and flashed on top of Slater and used this reset to get out of the fight. Stayed alive. It was even okay for him to go down to trade 1-for-1 for Slater there. Instead, he was able to get the kill on Slater and jump out again. That's unfortunate. Look at the audience, very annoyed.
I think this pause is the referees are going to get GAM together and say, boys, Cyberbullying's not okay.
But look at this one. Focus your eyes on this Kiaya, please, because this was one of the strongest Tristana teamfight performances I've seen in a long while. He actually gets betrayed by Zeros here, gets knocked up from the Nautilus ult, just dropping some DPS, and now he jumps on top of Optimus, great crit, great ADC's crit at the exact right time, and extends his W, if I saw that one correctly, with his flash to get on top of Slater. He did not anticipate Kiaya to jump on top of him there, and Kiaya gets the crits, gets the ult and ignite combo off, and there it is.
Yep.
Great.
Something I want to point out as well, it was like a very minor interaction, but it actually mattered quite a lot, was the reason he got that first kill was a Garen ult. It wasn't actually the huge crit, it was a Garen ult.
Oh, yeah, okay, you're right.
So that got him that first reset that set him up for the fight. So Xin, big part of the play.
Absolutely. He stood there as a Garen and pressed his button, so great job.
Yeah, exactly. He pressed the flying sword button.
You really have to be a pro player to play Garen on stage. You would just choke too much as a normal person.
Exactly. Normal humans cannot comprehend
the complexity that is Garen.
Yeah,
indeed.
Also, chat, TSM will beat GAM in Worlds. TSM's got to get to Worlds, mate.
Yeah, they're not, by the way. Sorry for the spoiler.
Then, yeah. Spoilers for 2 weeks ago in NA. TSM ain't going to Worlds. As we are back in game.
Yeah, and this should just be the victory lap, right? Looking at the gold, it's actually not that far apart. It's still only 4k. But most of the gold lead for Flash was on the ADC position. And if you look at the items, that definitely still is the one position where they have more gold. Everything else is not something you want to look at as a Flash fan. Look at the top lane items. Look at the jungle items. Oof.
Also, you know what? We made a comment about Slater picking up a pointless GA. He didn't.
Yeah.
He picked up a Hurricane.
I know. I'm super proud of him.
Good. My boy's grown up. Look at him. Look at this Kai'Sa build. Ignore the scoreboard, but look at this Kai'Sa build.
Yeah, this is a great Kai'Sa build.
This is great.
This is a lot of single target damage. If he gets the better crits against Kiaya, he might actually be able to win 1v1 against Kiaya. But Kiaya is super dangerous for him because he can't really focus on Kiaya. He has to fight against Zeros and Levi. And then Kiaya just waits for the opportunity to jump in, as he did on the last team fight, and delete him from the backline. So yeah, Slater has to be absolutely on top of his game.
Baron down to just about 6k health. Zeros gets knocked up, but there's the Yuumi ult. Doing a fair bit onto CBL, but CBL's just being completely ignored. Stark is getting absolutely bopped, but Slater gets the first kill. Zin goes down. Zeros fires back with 1, but it's now 2 for Slater. Zeros going in. Optimus commits the ult. Slater's
still alive.
Close to death, but he's alive. If he can find the E and maybe re-engage. You can't run away from this fight, Slater. You need to come back.
So close. So close.
Whew. This is on a nice edge.
He has the right buff for regeneration. He has teleport as well. I think he should have teleported, backported and then teleported back in. But they prevent the Baron from falling, and this time Kiaya paid the price for investing his flash in the earlier team fight, because he was absolutely caught on the backside of the team fight. Slater is still around. Can he get on top of Levi?
The Baron's being hit. There's the TP being used as well.
There's no TP for Kiaya, so it's only 4 people for GAM.
Yeah, but look at the base. They have to commit to clearing the base. There's super minions on the Nexus turrets. This is Baron.
Yeah, Yijin is still dead, and Levi is there, so I don't think the steal option really was there.
Just taking the 4v4?
Like, it's risky though, right?
Kiaya
it's super risky.
Send one person back to clear, but isn't giving up Baron just as bad?
Would have been a 3v4 though, because Yijin was still not alive, so...
True, yeah, true.
Yeah, I think it's the right choice. It's the higher percentage play to give up Baron here. It's very risky though, because the Baron might just be the nail in the coffin that locks down the game. Look at CBL. He will just wanders around. It gets one last very good grab on top of on Kiaya.
It actually really mattered.
Yeah, it mattered a lot.
Oh, Levi just had the absolute killer instinct to go to Slater there, and he was about 50 damage short of him kill.
Yeah, if you get back to the game, look at Levi's items, then you know why he was absolutely murdering Slater there. Because he has a Rabadons in his inventory.
Yeah, that is an AP Gragas. This is a bloodbath of a game as well. 35 kills, or 36 even, I can count.
We
And the
expected a
game's not
lot
even
of
over.
kills, right, for Garen Yumi in the first game. We didn't get our
Ooh,
kills.
death bush, death bush, death bush. But they knew! They were hatching a ward! Zeros goes in and oh no, Slater's dead. This is... You can't have a death bush and not sweep it!
Oh no, everything has gone wrong.
Oh, Yeejin will go down. They're firing back a little bit, but it's already a triple kill for Zeros, and that's the ace. That's the game. They were hatching a ward.
Oh no, it's so I mean that represents the game, pretty much, right? Flash with good ideas, but in the end, not enough to take down GAM. What a tilter! What a tilter after that great early game.
Oh no.
Garen
I
2-0 in
think.
VCS, by the way.
Yep, Garen Yumi 100% win rate. Oh no. There was a ward in the bush.
Yeah,
No,
there was one.
there was How did he can't queue to nothing. He can't blind queue. But
Nah, I'm actually not sure if there was a ward, but it looked like there was a ward.
He jumped. He jumped. There has to be. Like, you can't queue to the bush.
Can he jump on targets that attacked him from the bush?
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
we probably get a
he put it
replay
on.
from the last fight. But
No, like okay, I should clarify. They weren't. I said they were hatching a ward. That's probably not the correct word. He put the ward down and immediately went on it.
yeah. Okay. Yep.
I misread it at first, but that is what happened. But regardless, it was a really good play out of Zeros.
Some big highlight plays in this second game. What a banger of a game. We had the first dive in the top lane. The Fiesta happened. Wow, what a play that was. And then we had the big Kiaya pop-off moment. We had Slater winning the teamfight around the Baron, almost winning the teamfight, I have to say. Getting away from Levi in the last big moment with Zero securing another triple kill after getting a quarter kill early on in the game. What a game. What a game. 2-0 GAM. But Flash showed a lot of life in the second game. A lot more than we anticipated.
I feel like if they can't win based off that lead, how do they ever win a game here?
That's fair. Sadly, that's a very fair point.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a real shame, but I think that's just the world we live in. By the way, I'm going back and looking at this play. I want to know if there was...
I think we'll get the replay. Last time we got the replay of the final fight as well. I think we'll just...
True.
We have to wait 1 or 2 minutes longer to get the analyst desk to do the work for us.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I'm just... Since the chat can't see my stream, I can just slowly tap my way through.
Absolutely, go ahead.
Which I am absolutely going to do, but we can still talk about the game, of course. What, if anything, can Flash do? I don't think it was a compositional thing. I still think you should ban Yumi.
After that game, I actually think Garen Yumi might be good for GAM. Not for GAM, for Flash. Because they absolutely stomped Garen Yumi in this game. Give up Garen Yumi again. I think that's not the worst plan ever.
But I don't think Garen Yumi was the issue. I think Yumi sitting on top of Zeros was the issue.
That's true.
Like, Yumi did so much work just keeping Zeros alive, independent of the Garen.
Yeah, top lane is a head scratcher. I am really at a loss my wits for top lane matchups. I don't know what to draft for Stark. So
as soon I just want to report back.
Go ahead.
As soon as Flash entered that bush, GAM pinged it. They knew.
Okay.
They absolutely knew.
But they didn't have vision in the bush.
I'm not. No. Oh, no. You know what they did? They had 2 wards just outside the bush.
Ah, that
That's
makes
how
sense.
they knew. The ward there was lane wards. That's why there was confusion. There was 2 lane wards. Someone in Mohaha in chat actually pointed out there were 2 lane wards, and they saw them enter, and you didn't see them exit, so you know where they're there.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot
And
of
then
sense.
Xeros puts the ward down to jump. That's what happened.
Great game sense to put up wards there, right? I think we
Yeah.
once again see the great instincts and game sense for GAM coming to play. Let's wait for the replay. I think we'll probably get one. If not, if the port
You'd hope
hits,
so. It was the
I'll
game
go back
deciding.
and look for it. But yeah, pop of moments from multiple players. What was your favorite moment of the game?
The first big quadra kill out of Xeros. That was an incredible play.
Yeah, it was great.
I mean, it wasn't necessarily the most mechanically ridiculous thing because it was more just abusing stats, but it was very, very well played.
This was a cool moment as well. Very interesting. This was the first. This was the fight that brought back the GAM into the game. This was where Flash really messed up. Yeah, very, very bad positioning from Optimus. I think they should have just let Stark die. Instead, they've teleported everyone. By the way, super good Yumi play once again from Hugh. Anticipating CBL would run straight at them, so he shot the projectile around him and slowed down Slater so that Zin was able to catch up to him, use his ultimate to execute.
Yeah, Hughes looked really good, honestly.
Yeah.
I think he's looked super, super good so far.
Who needs Slay anyway, right? He was the best support in the regular season, but GAM does not care. Yeah. Third game. Do we have hope left for Flash? What do you say?
I feel like if they're that far ahead and they still can't win.
Oh, there's your team fight, by the way.
Yeah, this is the play I like. This was my favorite play.
Oh, the steal. Oh, man.
Yeah, and then it's just them going. Look at Xeros here.
Kiaya's super safe as well, right? Yeah. There's the teleport.
Mm-hmm.
And they tried to get on top of Kiaya, but did not succeed. Actually,
but look at Hugh as well. Look at how much work Hugh does.
Yeah.
He gets locked up there, then he gets on him and starts the healing, and it's...
Actually, the distraction caused by Hugh going over there, and obviously whenever Yumi is targetable, she has a big target on her back, right? Everyone wants to kill her as quickly as possible. So she actually bought 2-3 seconds where everyone turned on her instead of finishing Xeros. Might have saved Xeros' life. I think the bait and switch plays from Hugh have been the best of any Yumi player so far in the VCS. Great showing in the first 2 games.
So we have to. I don't think this will be a particularly long discussion, but we do need to pick an MVP.
It has to be Xeros in this game.
Gotta be Xeros. It's gotta be.
I actually think this was the first game in a very long while where Levi kind of underperformed. Levi did not look good in this game.
No, I don't think he looked that great. I think he looked pretty average. I actually think Yejin looked better that game.
Yep. I have to agree.
I mean, it's good to see that
GAM
can still win when Levi doesn't go crazy. Yeah, see, there's the 2 lane lords. If you look at the pings, look at, they see CBL.
Oh, wow, CBL even goes out of there again.
Yeah, that's why. And then they just bang.
Oh, wow, this was not even... Okay, I misread the situation completely. He even started the play. I thought he was attacked by Flash, but he even channeled
he started the play.
Wow. This is some very good adaptation from GAM.
Yep, it was super good play. They knew they were there, and that was all on CBL. Unfortunate for him. He'll be kicking himself if he sees that replay. So what do they do in Game 3? Do we see Artemis?
No.
It'd be pretty unfair if you benched Slater after that performance.
Artemis for Optimus.
Yeah.
No, Slater had a great game. he built the right items. He played great team fights. Got caught once or twice, but still definitely had greater impact on the game than Xin.
I mean, there was nothing he could do when he had that Jax that big.
No. And with
Flying
Yulwei
at
backing
you,
him
or
up.
just dead. Yeah, nothing you can do.
Yeah.
So the question is, do GAM have a bit of a troll in this one, or are they going to play it out serious?
In the final.
Who knows?
Good question. I think they want to finish off the series, you know.
I agree. I think they want 3-0.
I really want to see another pick for Zeros. I'd like to see him back on the... Oh, Aurelia is actually not his greatest strength. I think Yoshino's better on Aurelia than Zeros is. I'd like to see him on... Let's say Kled, maybe in the top lane, even though that's a Kiaya special.
I'd love to see Zeros Kled. That'd be super hype. But what can Flash do? I mean, just addressing chat, we'd love to see Akali, but she's not getting through.
No, Akali's gonna be banned
Akali's
again.
getting banned. Akali's getting...
I'd like to see Kiana for once. Why are we not seeing any Kiana? That is such a weird thing in the VCS.
Yeah, the lack of Kiana priority is very, very strange. I'd love to see the Pantheon. That'd be hype.
Oh, that would be super hype.
I have played quite a lot of the new Pantheon, and he is so much fun. He is a lot of fun. So I'd be super keen to see that.
He was bad in game 2. Why not? Why not pick him up and finish off the final with style? Would be a 6-0 if they win the next game as well. 6-0 in playoffs, that is. Against the two teams that fight for the second world spot. That would really stamp their authority on the league. Yeah, let's see if Stark can come back in the next game, or if he's able to orchestrate some kind of matchup which he does not fall behind in ridiculous amounts like he did in the first 2 games.
Maybe, but we'll see in just over 6 minutes what Flash can possibly do to potentially extend this series.
Yeah. Thank you all for joining us. We'll be back. We have to catch our breath for a few minutes, but we'll be back in time for the next game. Just a little reminder, it's September, so if you want to support our work, it's very cheap this month, so maybe consider that.
Half price.
Half the price.
Welcome back, my guys. We are here for the Game 3 of Flash versus GAM. GAM up 2-0 at the moment. Welcome back, my guys. Whoop, I have the stream unmuted. Wow, that was a huge mistake. I'm so sorry, everyone. But we are back. We're ready to see if Flash can keep going or if this is going to be the final game.
Yeah, will we see GAM secure their spot at Worlds, their long time off before the group stage? Because whoever wins today obviously gets to skip the play-ins. It's the same. Oh, Slay is back in for the 3rd game, so he seems to be feeling well enough to be playing on the final stage after 2 great games for Hugh on the Yuumi. Slay is back here. That's interesting. I mean, didn't expect that to happen.
Well, look, I think they're 2-0 up. Slay's probably not feeling particularly well, and he might not have been scrimming the last few days because he's sick. But he does deserve to play in a game.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more with you. He was the number 1 support for most of the season, so absolutely deserves to be the one starting here.
Yeah. So I think maybe the read is just, look, man, I know you're not feeling well, but we want you to play this because we want you to get this and have the emotional attachment to it. If they lose and he says, like, oh, yeah, I can't, because apparently he had the flu, and with all those flashing lights and that'd really do you in.
Yeah,
if he says, look, I'm not feeling well enough, he just goes back to the bench and they win game 4. It's not a big deal. But Let's ignore that and hope he plays up to his normal standard as Zaya and Akali get out of here every game.
Yeah, and for the other side, it's Zaya, Syndra, and what was the third band? Skarner. That are the bands for GAM. I expect them to not change anything. They won 2 games, right? So why change your approach?
Lame.
Yeah, that's so sad. We wanted to see the top lane Pantheon. Xerus apparently is a top lane Pantheon god. Not sure why, or but yeah, he's very good.
Well,
so.
I mean, he's a champion that enables the aggression, right?
That's true.
Because he has really aggressive trading patterns, because you just go in with the W, do the damage, and then just E away like a little scuttling crab.
And that is
Yumi
again
open. 3 games in a row, they're gonna get the Yumi. Stark is gonna go back to Renekton.
Yeah,
Flash.
and Slay was our original best Yumi in the VCS. He had some insane performances on the Yumi. We even awarded some MVPs to him, and it's very hard to get MVP on this GAM roster, especially as a support. He had some MVP-worthy Lux performances as well, so let's go for the Yumi Garen again. Here it is. I like Team Flash's adaptation though. Renekton and picking away the Gragas for the first time. That's interesting.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Let Yejin get a champion he's super comfortable on. But it is and declared for Kiai. Are we getting the game 1 comp again? Because that was a fun comp.
Yeah, different top laner though. Maybe game 1 comp with Jax this time.
Or Irelia. Irelia's still open. I know that's more Yoshino than it is Zeros, but I'm sure Zeros can play it.
Yeah, he definitely can play it. I think Gnar would be an interesting adaptation as well. You can play Gnar to Renekton, right? Early game is not great, but after a few levels you can definitely win the lane against the Renekton. They could also just show off their Jace and say, okay, you're not able to play Jace and Renekton, we certainly are. Here you go.
Yeah. I do really have to question banning Pantheon instead of Yumi.
It's strange. It's very strange.
If it was 9-17, I'd be all for it. But it's not. It's 9-16. Pantheon isn't that good.
I'd like to see a Nautilus ban now from GAM. Yeah, there it is.
And there it is. Big brain. Yulwei with the absolute expanding mind.
Spam the 5-head.
Yeah, get the 5 heads in chat. And the Silas ban as well, denying that AP jungler. I assume they'll ban Elise here. But then there's still the Karthus. Like, we haven't actually seen Levi on his farm junglers yet.
I'd actually like to see him on the Karthus for the last game of the split.
Yeah.
You obviously know that I am a big proponent of Karthus jungle, so yeah. Go for that one again. So what do we get here? We have Braum banned out, another support. I don't actually agree with Braum ban. I think Braum would do absolutely nothing against Yumi Garen, so why do we ban it out? And wow, we get to see Yejin's Italy.
Wait, so where's Gragas going?
Hey, wow.
Support?
Wait, that's a good question.
Or Gragas? Gragas, Yasuo bot lane? Gragawo?
We already have the Kaiser, so it might be, yeah, Gragas bot lane. That's a super interesting pivot. And
ooh, and there's your favourite pick in the world. Oh, but Kiana, she exists. Hello?
She apparently exists in the game.
Hey, she's picked. The Empress of the Elements will see some play. And GAM playing something a bit different. Picking up the Kennen for Zeros. And that's Levi's Kiana as well.
Oh, I love Levi's Kiana. Do you remember the one game he got the Kiana? Oh my god.
Also do. I can't forget that game.
That was probably the...
What is going on, Flash?
Flash definitely came in with a different strategy this game. Can't fault them for trying something different, right?
They don't do damage.
There's not a whole lot of damage, I have to agree. Yeah, Slater once again has to really step in here to carry his team. Not sure if he'll be able to do that. He failed last game. He got 5 kills in the early game, was not able to deliver.
What? How do you... Look at the team fight from GAM. That's absurd.
And I'm so hyped to
They're
see
just gonna
Levi,
run in on a
Kiana.
Kled. Also, did I misread that, or is that Zeros Kled?
Wait, what? Seriously?
I might be wrong.
I didn't catch that, so let's look at what we have.
I think that was a swap, and I didn't quite see it properly.
No.
No, I'm wrong.
It's Kiaya's Kled once again, second
That's
pick
expected.
today, and let's look at his statistics. I think it's one of his most played champs, right? He's sitting at...
In the last few weeks.
Yeah, now it's his 5th time piloting the Kled, so tying up his Aatrox at second place. Only Renekton sitting atop of that with 6 picks for Kiaya. Last picks for Stark. Look at that one. That is great.
It's like, that reminds me, it's like the Simpsons meme, the do it for her, but it's do it for him, and it's just pictures of Aatrox for Stark.
Oh, what a great graphic. I love the VCS for graphics like these. Great stuff for sure.
He is very good at Aatrox. Like, can't blame him for picking him all the time. He's very, very good.
And I'm still very surprised that Flash continues to ban Aatrox on either side. Why would you not gamble to maybe get the Aatrox one game?
What has happened at game level 1?
That was just the Javelin landing, probably, for Heejin.
I mean, I don't think it was just... I think there might have been a little bit more than that.
Yeah. Luckily, it's Kled, and Kled can
really
survive everything.
Yeah, it's not going to matter. There was no flashes burned or anything like that. Just an interesting level 1 setup. And we do get Levi's Kiana. This is an absolute treat.
Yeah.
And I did say, apparently, the pro view for this match is Levi. So, what you should do, guys, open up two tabs, have us in one, and chuck that up in another, because that's going to be an absolute treat.
That's gonna be hype. On the other side, we have Flash finally getting the Nidalee for Heejin. He played 2 games of Nidalee in the semifinals. He's one of our Nidalee players. Obviously, Nidalee is the Vietnam champ. Everyone knows Levi's Nidalee. Everyone knows the Nidalee for Zorn as well. So let's see what he can do on this champion. I'm a little bit surprised they wanted to go Nidalee here. Bot lane worked out for them last game, right? They went for dives in the bot lane. And Nidalee is not the greatest dive champion.
Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting they've gone for this Gragas support, right? We didn't touch on that a huge amount because there was so much to talk about in the Champs Select. But that is a super interesting decision, as Trey goes just about Stark's way there, up in the top lane. Doing well, but he's up against a Klepto Cannon, so I think we're going to see Zeros throwing some shurikens as much as he possibly can.
Yeah, this cannon might just get ahead even further than Zeros normally does, up against Stark. Man, Stark has to feel bad. First game, he tried to counterpick. Second game, he thought he had the best pick available with the Renekton. Got not really counterpicked, but in the end still countered. And now a real counterpick for Zeros. Stark under a lot of pressure to perform.
We could have our first collision. Nope. Levi steps around everything well, and Yejin can't find the way in.
Yeah, early farm advantage for Heejin, as we expected. A little bit faster clear, but Kiana is no slouch either. She's not very slow in the jungle.
Absolutely. Those Qs, that Q reset is very, very valuable in the jungle.
And she got the priority over the Scuttle Crab. I'm a little bit surprised Heejin didn't try to fight for the Scuttle Crab a little bit more, but I think
it had a lot more it had more to do with the top lane.
Yeah, I think so too.
Zeros was going to get there so much faster.
Right. The Zeros had lane priority, and that's probably why Heejin called off the play. I think...
Mid lane, Optimus in a lot of trouble here. Flash used by Levi, but he gets away, so it's actually a 2-for-1 on the flashes. Levi taking so much damage, but Optimus, I don't know about this one, man. He's thinking about it, though.
Very aggressive.
Optimus has got blood in his guys, he's actually got the link. Kiaya needs the remount or he's in a lot of trouble here, taking so much damage. But he should be remounting soon.
Oh, Kled is always hype.
I love Kled.
But yeah, backfiring really badly.
Ooh.
Double flash blown for GAM's mid and jungle combo. For only one jungle on the side of the Optimus. Jungle? One flash. I'm sorry, guys. One flash on the side of Optimus. 2-for-1 trade.
One flash for flash.
One flash for flash. That's true.
Yep. Down in the bot lane, it is currently the 16 CS lead. We need to see Slater really building a CS lead over this Garen Yumi. Ooh, Yejin is spotted. They know that it's a 3-on-3 at the moment. They don't really want that, so they back off. Well done.
Yeah, no water element for Levi actually hurts him there a lot. He was just coming out of base, so no water element for him. I think if he had the water ready, he would have probably turned on Yejin there in that situation. So we see some of the quirks of Kiana playing out. Usually she always gets access to the water element, but yeah, sometimes it's just not available for her.
I'd like to remind you, it's not the water element, it's river.
Oh, it's river, yeah, of course.
River, wall, and bush.
Yeah,
because those are the elements that I know. Can't believe they call it that instead of just grass, water, and rock.
Wait, it's bush? It's not grass, it's bush?
It's bush.
Oh
it's
my
bush.
god, Riot.
I know, it's ridiculous. And it's wall, not rock.
Yeah, I know it's wall. Wall is dumb, but I think it's the least bad.
No, I disagree. I think it's the most dumb because you can get it from floor.
That's true.
You can pull it from the floor. It's not even just wall. But up in the top lane, Zeros are using the ult to fend off and engage their buy Stark. So that's a decent early little bit of advantage, but we can see Zeros is sitting on this Traveler's red pot that he's gotten from his Klepto. He's gotten his grubby little hands on that one. So Stark can't really all in because he'll get that sudden surge of stats.
Yeah, not a whole lot has happened in this early game. We saw a little bit of a clash in the mid game. Very quiet for this final. I think last game at this time we had 8 kills already, so no kill coming in. Yeah, it was a little bit of a fiesta in the early game, last game, if we're being honest. Top lane guys.
It's the best kind of game.
Absolutely.
But there's the pickup of that Ocean Drake. Now, obviously there is dispute over whether or not Ocean Drake is a good Drake, but I actually think it really helps Stark this game. I know he doesn't have mana, but that health regen is actually super useful against Cannon.
Yeah, that's fair. And Zeros is actually struggling in this 1v1 matchup for the first time in all 3 games.
He's behind.
He's behind in creeps. In the counter matchup, he picked into the Renekton, so not too confident on this cannon pick. Yep. Levi is still level 5. Oh, wow. Levi used... Oh, back in.
Ooh, there goes in Zin. In he goes. CBL in some trouble, but he should be able to blast cone away, and he does.
And this time, Kiaya's first ult does not find the kill. And the first game, if you think back to the first game where he played the Kled as well, they immediately got 2 kills off his first 2 ults. So, very different game state for GAM this time around. And overall, much better position for Flash.
Very, very true.
That being said, usually in a Nidalee game, we say, okay, she has to get ahead by 2k gold or something in the mid game to be a champion in the later stage of the game. So, judging of that metric, it's not big enough in terms of the lead is not big enough yet for Flash. So, yeah, I think Kiana scales a little bit better compared to the Nidalee.
Very true. I mean, absolutely. Like even. If and when what was that, Slater? Just firing a W off into the wall, charging his tier. Kiana, at the very least, even if she is falling off, can still have those big hype moments with the ult, which in Italy just doesn't have as much access to those explosive plays.
Yep. And it's very easy for Kiana to also skirmish inside the enemy jungle, right? With a lot of walls. She can use her wall element and her supreme display of talent.
Such a great
It's so
It's such a
weird,
good
right?
name.
That they have the worst elements of all time in terms of naming, and then they have the best ultimate name of all time, and the same champion.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I almost think it's probably a translation thing for the elements, but who knows?
Maybe, yeah,
Um,
it's possible.
maybe.
We see a lot of aggressive invades from Flash mid and jungle combination. Their damage profile is not great if they just invade with Nidalee and Karma, but looking at the items, there's not a whole lot of them. Wow,
Oh, down in the bot
what?
lane, there's first blood. They went for a dive and it went so badly.
Oh
Zin
no.
is now 2-0. That's tragedy. That's disaster.
Think back to the last two games. Both times Flash won bot lane heavily against Garen Yuumi, and GAM was still able to pull ahead in the late game and win the team fights. Now they lose 2 kills to the Garen, so the Garen will get tanky a lot faster. That's not a great sign for Flash, and not what they wanted to happen. Yeah, let's look at this again. They saw the opportunity to kill Zin here. I'm not sure why. Oh no.
Oh no, it was just a really good ult from Slay. Slay's back.
Slay's back, and the first thing. Oh, okay, we might be in for a quick one.
Oh. Yep, Yijin goes down. Kiaya's taking a fair bit of damage though. Bear Trap on a rope triggers, but he's about to get dismounted.
Good flash.
Flash
Very
away.
good flash. Especially with Slater approaching as well.
I have to criticize Slater. He has flash. You can flash a Yuumi ult.
Absolutely.
That's
maybe it just came off cooldown, but I think you're right. I think it was available to him.
When did he use it?
Yeah. Maybe we missed some trades. Levi.
Possible. Ooh. Looking for it. There's a scuttle crab that's being contested. He goes in. CBL takes so much damage, and he goes forward. Does not have the supreme display of talent.
Why stopwatch there? Why?
Slay just stole it. He wanted to buy time, but it was not a good decision. Kiaya gets the remount, so Optimus can't find the counter kill. The Javelin doesn't do anything. There's the Yuumi ult. Slay is 2-0. 4 kills. Sorry, who said GAM's bot lane is weak?
Yeah, this is the original bot lane, right? This is Slay. And Hugh was the substitute. They struggled a lot in laning phase. Hugh still had great games on Yuumi. And now we see what the original bot lane can do. They got a lot better over the season. And this game, look at Slay. He's back in. He's probably still a little bit ill, but he's still 2-0-2, working on his first item completion. Great prowling projectiles, securing the first kill on CBL here. Boop. And look at Yijin. He's absolutely useless on this Nidalee. Knows they can't impact the fight, really. Doesn't even land his Javelin. Boop. Another kill for Slay. Sadly for him, no early Magi's. Oh, he actually got the stacks on the...
he got the stack on the Dark Seal.
Dark Seal, yeah, that's their name.
Yep.
So looking at the gold, we're now at 2k gold advantage for GAM, so this might be a repeat of the first game. Very conservative start to the game, but now GAM has finally broken open some of the... Ooh, Zeros
a little bit caught out here, but there's a good stopwatch use, and Yijin's dead. Zin's teleported in. Demacia! And down goes the Croc. So GAM's pretty good.
Yeah, GAM's pretty good. Zeros with great instincts once again. I think a little bit foolish to dive the cannon there, not checking for his stopwatch. That was a pretty obvious stopwatch, but whatever. I think the game's pretty much over. Let's see if Flash can do anything to turn around the whole series.
Here comes Kiaya on top of Slater. The supreme display of talent onto CBL. He flashes though. Kiaya could be in a little bit of strife with the Karma tether, and we get the 7-1. Bronzil boys, spamming in the chat. Calm gave us what we want, but here's the turnaround. The Yuumi ult comes out. Optimus taking so much damage, goes into the stopwatch, but he's in the middle of the enemy team. He'll get Beybladed down. Levi picks up that kill.
Levi can't continue the chase because he has no mana at all. So in the end, Bronzil only lasted for a few seconds because now it's 8-1, and not even Germany was able to get an 8-1 against Brazil. Zeros is here though.
But oh no, it might soon be 9. Zeros picks one up. There's no cannon ult, so it's not super easy to dive these two, but it's only a matter of time. Levi's here. He goes in. There's the stealth field. Zin gets another one. Levi gets another one.
Oh,
it's
man.
11-1.
This
GAM has
If you
just
ever
showing
needed a
why
League of Legends game to quote that escalated quickly, this is the game for you. What has
yeah,
happened in the last 7 minutes? Like it was 0-0 at
we were
8 minutes.
talking. Yeah, we were talking about how, oh man, this has been such a slow game, and then suddenly, and
Oh
that was so bad.
god, it has to feel so bad for Yijin. Oh man,
Oh
he
man,
even got on the
poor
wrong side of
guy.
zeros because he used the stopwatch. So the
Oh, and down in the bot lane, Optimus is dead.
yeah, who cares?
Oh, a bit harsh. Oh, you might actually get away. Zin's overextended here. Zin's actually going to die.
Hey,
And Optimus lives.
a kill for the
Hey,
karma.
oh,
She will
Zin
carry the
died?
game. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, Karma's a bitch, man.
I like
They
that one.
actually get two
I like
kills
that one a lot.
there. Shut down there on to Levi as well. A little bit of fun there from Gum. Bit of a misguided play.
Yeah, we see this a lot from GAM, right? They like
I
to
know,
have fun. But they're so far ahead, and their composition is very good as well. So, yeah, whatever. Let them have fun. They are on the final stage. This will be the last time of the year. Maybe they get to the World Finals. Who knows? Uh, Not too likely, but the games have to be played.
Hey man, it's got a more than 0% chance of happening.
That is a correct statement.
But yeah, this was just Gum overextending, and that was actually a really good ult by Levi.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he was way too low.
Caught the glimpse of the wall there, and the wall exploded because it's a very strong element. And yeah, no, I'm not repeating that one.
I'd love to be. I want to be a wall bender.
A wall bender, yeah, sounds
Yeah,
very
that,
OP.
that was my favorite part of Avatar when they bent all the bush.
Yeah, Kiana is the
Oh,
champion. Kiana is the champion. Will she be number one priority in Worlds right now? It looks like it, right?
Kiana.
Yeah, Kiana. Kiana got
Kiana.
nerfed a little bit, right?
I don't know if she'll be number one priority because I think
She is in
you
EU.
can play around her. I think she'll be high priority. I don't know about number one.
She's absolutely
Think
first pick in the EU. I think she was just banned in every
she's first
single
pick.
game in this playoffs. Oh,
Which she should be. Like, she's really strong.
she's really, really good.
Also, to address chat, they shouldn't have banned Garen. They should have banned Yumi.
Yeah, definitely. Garen ban does absolutely nothing. Just ban Yumi.
Don't
No one
ban
will ever ban
Garen.
Garen. Oh man. There it is. Stark, you're dead.
Oh, here comes the charge, boys! Oh, Stark trying to get away, but there's nowhere for him to go. The talent is being displayed. He's getting cut down. Kiaya wants in on the fun, so he gets a kill.
So on a scale of talent being displayed and supreme
Oh.
display of talent, what was that? Yeah,
Looks like
he
oh,
didn't
I thought
died.
That's weird. I thought Gum picked Yumi, but with how fast that cat died, I guess Yijin's playing.
Yumi is more useful than this cat. I think this is yeah, this is some silver
Solo
Yumi
Yumi.
probably.
Solo
Not
Yumi
not
doing
able
better
to
than
press
that
W. Not able to press W. That's the problem here. Look at this again. Why did that's super weird though, right? Kiaya's
Yeah.
ult
It was very
was
odd.
supposed to track around the top side of the wall, but then that was super weird. But whatever, Stark went down. It's 15-3. Sorry for derailing a little bit, but this game is not a close affair. It's actually interesting how close the gold still is. It's only at 6k gold. Not even 6k, even though it's 15-3 in kills.
Surprising.
Yeah, it's super
That's really,
surprising.
really surprising. I mean, part of that is the 60 CS lead for Slater, which is actually a good CS lead over Garen Yumi. Unfortunately, Garen has 4 kills, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Garen is actually ahead in items, and look at the stacks on the book of the cat. Usually cats don't really get around.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
He's been taking some pictures.
he's taking a lot of pictures actually. I want to see
Yeah.
his AP numbers. Can you compete with the early Rabanon's zeros? I don't think so. Rabanon's is probably a little bit too much, but
Why not though? He's having some fun. This is ridiculous. They're just saying we're the best in the VCS. They really are.
yeah, no one can argue with that. After today, they will secure the final win If they don't throw
Whoa,
away
Zeros
everything
gets
here.
knocked in.
Holy
Oh, he gets knocked. Look at
moly!
him go! Zeros, he's the Heros. Gonna take Flash down to 0. Oh
And
my
there's the
god.
Yumi heal coming in clutch. And look at how hyped Zin is on his Garen.
Triple
He
kill.
just ran there.
Oh my god.
Look, did he see Zerus' damage? What was that? That was SMAP 2016 flashbacks.
Yeah, that was absolutely ridiculous. This is going to be an inhibit 19 minutes. Oh, good god.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
321
Get a
AP.
charge on the next turret.
I'd like to see
Ooh,
what Slay goes for as the next item. He should have enough to.
Let's build a Rabidance.
I
Have
think.
fun.
Look at this. CBL did his team no favor at all with that cask. Oh my god, Slater has
What
been
you need
super
to
angry.
do, what you need to do is someone needs to get that clip and get CBL as he throws the barrel, pause it, and just have the. And that's when he knew he fucked up.
Yeah, indeed.
And then Zeros getting a triple kill.
Oh no, Zeros will
But
die.
speaking of Zeros, he might actually go down here. It's a shutdown. 1,000 gold in the pocket of Stark. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter. He could be as rich as Tony Stark, but I don't think it's going to be enough to pull his team over the line.
Nope, not at all. And Zeros just went back to base. He was forced to go back, so maybe not the worst, because he just hit the shop, looked at his gold. Oh, I have enough for Void Stuff. Let's go Void Stuff. Straight up Void Stuff. So now he's sitting at 400 HP. HP? No, 400 HP would be a little bit scary. AP, luckily for him.
400 HP, jeez. that would be quite. Maybe that'd make it fair. Zeros can only have 400
Yeah,
HP.
that's true. That's what Heejun is sitting at. At least it looks like it.
Yeah. This one looks like they're just death pushing. There's no wards for this one either. Oh no, Levi. He smells blood. Does he go forward? Oh no. He's a little bit spooked.
Yeah, no one cares about the dragon, sadly. I think GAM could probably secure the dragon into Baron to gain victory, but they want to have a little bit more fun. And instead, Heejun will get the dragon. So great job. Flash got all the dragons.
Hey. Yeah, look, honestly, I'm just going to say it right now, just based on objective control, MVP for Yejin.
Absolutely.
Just best player in that server.
What great performance.
Did
you see the damage from the...
That was ridiculous. That looked like an Ari kill.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, are they not going to hunt him? Do they not know where he is?
He's 1 in 5. He's not worth the gold, to be honest.
Well, yeah, but he's worth the fun.
That's true. Levi gets another kill. Can Levi get to a double-digit kills again? The last time he pulled out the Kiana jungle, he had something like 12 kills, I think. 12 kills and 1 assist, because he got all the kills.
It depends how long GAM wants to score around.
I think it depends on how much kills Zeros wants to secure, because he is very strong.
Yeah, it's how many kills does he want?
Oh!
Look at him go! Slay slayed up, but Slay steals the kill.
Well played.
The cat is greedy. Slay with a double kill. Welcome back. Sorry, Slay was sick?
Yeah, apparently.
Sick with what?
Sick with... he was too good for the VCS. It's not allowed.
No. Slay is sick.
Ah, sick, yeah. Okay.
He's that good. He's sick.
He absolutely is sick.
Exactly. Oh, this is just ridiculous.
What did Zeros do down there?
He...
Cool flash from Stark. I like this one.
Yeah, that was well played by Stark. That was about as well played as he could do there.
Yeah, and Zeros is not opted into any armor, so it's pretty much true damage.
Again. It's happening again. The charge has been called by Yejin.
Oh, great Zonyas. Great Zonyas.
Now, I mean, the good thing about that stopwatch was they all had to fight over who got the kill.
Yeah, I think they all stopped the damage. Garen got the spin to win kill. Great. Oh no, Optimus. Oh no.
Optimus, see ya.
Oh, teleport.
He's actually healing for a lot. He's actually gonna live. Is he? He's not gonna live, surely. No.
No. There's the bear trap on the rope.
No, he's dead. He's alive, I should say. He's not dead. Yeah. 1 kill so far. Can Flash find anything to salvage some dignity? Oh! There's Optimus. He finally goes down. Zeros taking up the tower, bear trap on a rope on CBL, and down he goes. Kiara will pick that one up. and they're just having fun.
Okay, I think we can end the game now. It's not too interesting to look at this one anymore, sadly.
Yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. This has been the unofficial English VCS stream. We really appreciate the support. We'll see you another time.
No.
We'll finish
No.
this one out.
Stay with us. Stay with us, please.
Of course. Don't leave. God, we need you.
To 26-6. Yeah.
Only a 9k gold lead, though. Shutdowns are pretty good.
I mean, all the shutdowns went to Stark, though, so now he's a super strong mid-game Renekton. Nice.
He's going to carry.
He's...
Yeah, I mean, super strong. Like, big boy Renektons win games, right?
I have to say, the only thing I really care about in this game is Slay's itemization. I really want to see what he's going to...
500 people watching this.
Yeah. I mean, it's the final of the VCS, right? Welcome to GAM, absolutely demolishing everyone. It was not actually the case for all three games, so we're not here for 3 storms. They actually had to fight valiantly in the first 2 games. Third one escalated a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but welcome to the Garminese Challenger Series, where many teams try and beat GAM and don't.
Yeah, I think it's more the Challenger Series for GAM, and they try or how many kills they can get for in every game. What do you think? What will be the final score of the game?
I reckon they'll get to at least 37.
That's a good call.
And that's being very conservative.
A good call. I'll just say 40.
GAM could just take Baron, but they don't want to.
No, they want to fight. And Kiaya is also. Here we go. Charge!
Here we go. Charge, boys! Supreme display of talent goes in. CBL is the first one to blow up. Optimus flashing away desperately. Can he have another absolute performance on this Karma? No, he can't. He goes down. Zeros got another 2 kills off screen. We didn't even see them. They went down that quickly, and that's 4. And Zin is having a little bit of a go. We might not get up to that predicted kill count because they might just end the game.
I'd think about what Zin had to do this final. He played 3 games of Garen. And he gets paid for this.
Zin made more tonight playing 3 games of Garen than we did having to watch 3 games of Garen.
Yeah, great performance from all the players of GAM, and they will actually back away. So there's still a chance to get to 37. Can they make it happen? Look at Slay's score coming in cold after 2 games. Oh, the flank.
4-0-21. Oh, they're trying. At least Flash is trying.
Yeah. What can they really do, though?
You got to give them props for that.
Ripper, you done.
And there's Engage. Yijin doing his best. He just wants to get some damage down. He's desperately trying to get to his team, but Kiaya takes him down. CBL goes next. This support, Gragas not doing too well. They do pick up a kill. Zin might go down. No, Kiaya is the one that goes down. Zin is on absolutely no health. Snipe him with a W, Slater. Do it.
Slater, you're spotted, bro.
That's game.
No, Stark is alive, and Stark is the strong member, right? Oh, there's a teleport.
Yeah,
Can they kill Stark?
Teleport.
He's level 16. Zin is only level 13.
The better question is, can Stark kill Zin?
I don't think so. If Zin doesn't want to get killed, I don't think he dies.
I mean, he's just trying to buy time, right?
Yep.
He just doesn't want the game to end yet.
And it's only 1 kill left for your prediction, and 4 to my prediction, so let's go. GAM can do it.
I think we might end up getting to yours, because I think there'll be another ace.
Yeah.
I think it'll be 41.
41 is
But
a good
I already
call.
made my prediction. I can't amend my predictions. I already made it, but I think it'll actually be 41 because they'll ace them and then they'll win.
By the way, look at the chat cannon top lane build. Who needs Zhonya's anyway, right? Who needs Zhonya's?
What is that?
This certainly is a cannon build. And by the way, next item will not be Zhonya's either, so here we go.
Of course. No, why do you need... you don't need Zhonya's, you just delete them.
What will this be?
I mean, this is one of the 13 million timelines that Doctor Strange saw where Thanos won because Stark is losing.
What's going on today? What's going on?
and Zeros is snapping them out of existence. Look, there's a player named Stark.
Yeah,
How could I
yeah.
not make eye?
It's fair.
But,
Oh,
here
no.
it is. And Slater, goodbye, Flash. They're gone in a flash. See ya, lads.
One kill. One more kill, please. One more kill.
Come on, one more for Yulwei's prediction. Yeah, it's going to be Stark.
Stark
See
just
ya.
gave up. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine with
he
that.
knows. They're still not ending.
No. Oh, Zeros.
They're not ending.
Oh, what does Zeros want to do?
They're just waiting for minions.
Okay.
They are going to end.
We're 29 minutes into the game. It feels like 40 because the game is over since minute 10 into the game. Okay, and there we are. GAM.
And
Sweeping
are
players.
your Summer Split champions.
3-0
Oh
against
my
Flash. We all predicted the 3-0, but it's still impressive to see, right? All the games still have to be played, and they struggled in game 2. Zeros locking down a third straight VCS title on 2 different teams. Levi coming back to Vietnam, immediately winning the league. What a story coming into Worlds. And this is a serious Worlds team. This is not something you can overlook from the other regions.
Yeah.
These guys want to get out of group.
Yep. And I think, again, we've said this before, there are a lot of teams that would beat them in the World Championships, of course, but with the right group draw, they can get out of groups. It's not crazy, just we love VCS so we want to say they can.
And I think,
but legitimately they can.
And I think the best of one setup is the best thing that can happen for GAM, right? I don't favor them against any of the top teams in a best of 5 setting, but I definitely think they're good enough to take games of any team at Worlds in best of ones. They have the mechanics, they have the coordination. I think they can surprise anyone. Imagine them being slotted into a group with SKT and they just ran a run full early game.
Crazy. Catch them off guard.
Yeah,
yep,
why
absolutely.
not? I think it can definitely happen. This is a super exciting team, and VCS is looking to secure their 5th position in terms of world ranking. I think this is the time to contest LMS for the 5th strongest region in the world. Look at all the happy guys winning the title
how can
together.
They not be happy? That was fantastic. I'm glad Slay came back for Game 3 as well. He definitely deserved it.
I'd like to see Yoshino as well. Is he here with them, or is he too?
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is. I think I spotted him.
He's in there.
Yeah.
He deserves it. He did a lot in the early bit of the split. When he came back, he played well. Also, I just want to point out the greatest observation of chat. TSM will go undefeated against GAM at Worlds.
Yeah.
They will go undefeated.
Yeah, in the coming weeks, I think we will talk a lot about GAM and Worlds and what groups we want for them. But right now, we should celebrate the moment. They won the VCS. This is the first step. Kiaya gets to hold of the trophy. I'm super happy for him. I think Kiaya probably has the most compelling story coming into Worlds, coming into this season. The very poor guy that never went to school. He will struggle getting a visa, as far as I know, because there are some problems with that. I hope he can get to Worlds.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was actually talking about someone. I was doing my personal stream, and someone brought up Kiaya. I'm someone that I get a little bit emotional when I think about that guy. I'm sure he's like a happy guy or whatever. I don't really know anything about him personally except his story, but the fact that he has overcome that, the dude couldn't read.
Yeah, it's a great story.
He was illiterate, and he's now won this league. That's got to be like his dream. He's going to Worlds, and that's got to be great.
It's really not like he got carried, right? He contributed to the win a lot.
He absolutely earned his place. I really hope someone in the GAM organization is like, okay, once you're in the off season, we're going to get you a tutor or something to help you, because you shouldn't. I hope he's not still illiterate. Is my point.
Yeah. But first, the world awaits him, and I mean, being literate. I'm not sure how useful being literate is if you go to European country.
Someone can tell you what.
Yeah, he knows what items to build. He knows what champs to play. So that's all he needs for being a League of Legends player. Can communicate with his team. And what a great story for the whole GAM organization. Struggling in spring, they didn't even make the playoffs. They had one last push to make playoffs, but they failed. Went out as a fifth and 6th team in spring split. Came back, recruited Zeros. Zeros had to sit out the first 6 best of 3s, and I personally thought GAM would not be able to make players, but that was a very, very big misconception.
Yeah,
Man,
that
did
was
they stomp
definitely the wrong
VCS.
call. They look so good. They have earned every single penny of the prize money. Every cent is well earned. Every little bit of glory, super well earned. I also want to give shout outs to Zin. It's not easy to do what he does.
Yep.
I mean, obviously, this series was a bit weird because of the Garen Yumi, but just in general, it's not easy to be the guy that looks the worst, even though you aren't necessarily the worst.
Imagine being in his
Um,
place. Whenever GAM loses a game, it will always only be on Zin, right? Everyone will go back, oh, we need a better bot
Everyone blames
laner.
him.
And what can you say? They went 7-0 and 7-0 in terms of best of threes in the second round robin, and 6-0 in game score in the playoffs, all with Zin starting. Since he came in, GAM got even better. They were already a very good team in the first round robin, finishing first, tied for second, I think, after the first round robin. But yeah, Zin elevated the team even more. And what a group of 5 players, or even 7 players, you could say, coming into Worlds.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just such a ridiculous run. One of the biggest achievements I can think of in esports to be that dominant in your regional league. It's unbelievable. GAM are your champions. They are going to the group stage at Worlds. They're going to represent Vietnam. They're going to show the world that the VCS is here to play, and it's not just some wildcard shit region.
Absolutely. Yeah, but I think that's it for us today. We had a lot of fun casting this final. The last game was a little bit of a goofier cast because
Still fun.
it was a lot of fun. Thank you all for joining us today. We'll be back tomorrow with the deciding match. That should be a much closer series. We both, I think, anticipate a 5-game series. Flash looked good today, in my opinion. So who knows how Loki looks after 2 weeks of sitting out and practicing for the last chance to get to Worlds. We had great games today. Flash tried to contest GAM, but were in the end not able to do so. They still get one chance to get to the Worlds, and that's tomorrow. We'll start off the day with another show match, same time as today, and then at 12 p.m. CEST, that is 5 p.m. Vietnamese time, we'll have the best of 5 to decide which team goes to Worlds behind GAM.
That we will. So thank you again for joining us, everyone. It was mind-blowing the amount of viewership we had tonight. Thank you to everyone that came along. Hopefully you enjoyed and come watch again.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.